Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, a little change this morning. We had a bit of a dip yesterday. The first down day for the Dow all week long yesterday. It was down about 0.8% at the end of the session. We also had the S&P and NASDAQ back in negative territory. The NASDAQ, in fact, dipped back into correction territory ever so slightly yesterday for the first time in a couple of days. 10% obviously off the high, the all-time high that we reached a week or so ago. Markets seem to have shrugged off the latest update from the White House when it comes to possible further stimulus coming for COVID-19 relief. Both Republicans and Democrats still far apart when it comes to what the final numbers should look like in any aid bill that comes from the government. So we'll keep an eye on that. We're also watching vaccine updates. Health officials in the U.S. reiterated at the end of the day yesterday again, saying that any vaccine that potentially could be available this year would be in very, very limited quantities. So, and then still said the 6 to 9 month sort of timeline for a widespread vaccine. We're also watching shares of EV makers today. There's a new SPAC in case anybody wanted another one. But NIO moving to the upside this morning. They're redeeming about 6% of the company from one of their major investors. Tesla shares also moving on a couple of price target increases this morning. We'll talk about that. And Eastman Kodak back to the upside because, of course, Friday, September 18th, 2020, tradertv.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a bit of a mix showing so far. As we slide over to Europe first, we'll have a look at looks like a little bit of volume just spiking up here on one of the stocks I'm watching so far in the pre-market. Europe also mixed at this point. We have Spain to the downside. France, you can see, also in negative territory. England as well, also in negative territory. Let's go over to North America and see how things are shaping up so far. Positive numbers for the most part. Brazil's open already, trading lower. Crude to the downside this morning as well. Everything else looking fairly decent to start. Welcome to Friday morning, guys. Going to be an interesting one once again. Good morning. Lots to talk about this morning. We might as well get it off everyone's mind right away. It's witching today. There's expiration. There's rebalances coming.
It's quadruple witching.
Yeah, Sean, you were looking at the imbalance locator there.
Yeah, it's single stock futures, stock index options, stock options, and stock futures all expire today. And when that happens, you get a big rebalance happening, not only at the beginning of the market, but also at the end of the day. So, yeah, if you want, yeah, okay, perfect. We're already up on here. You can see names that we don't normally see here, blue chip names, AT&T, Pfizer, Ford, Bank of America, Coke, XOM, Kodak bucking the trend. But these were multiple millions of shares just a matter of 10 minutes ago. You can see everything getting paired off right now, and most of these are to the buy side. So we're going to come in, see a little bit of a bump today off the open, and watch out. All of these shares, like AT&T is going to have a 3.5 million or so opening print. Pfizer's going to have about a 3 million opening print, and you can just do the math all the way down. There's a lot of volume here. Let's find out the number one paired off. GE paired off. 5 million shares looks like that's going to go. Bank of America. So they're all right here, guys. It's going to be an exciting day. Needless to say, quadruple witching. Google it if you want, but it's the expiration of those 4 derivatives that I explained. And Russell rebalancing, Neil. S&P 500 rebalancing. Giddy up.
Yeah, giddy up for sure. And we'll go, Sean, serious dropping knowledge. And I'll just say to Manny, thank you for the super chat. Go long on donuts. Yeah, why not? Let's see if we can't enjoy ourselves today as well. Obviously, there's a lot to get to. EV space in play. Speaking of play, Dave & Buster's on the move again, and that was a good short for everybody on board if you were watching that stock on our watch list, of course. And again, today it looks like it's going to be a big one. Is Sean fixing his screens behind me there? Live TV, guys. He's fixing his screens. He's letting you guys know all about quad witching. But like I said, a lots to follow today. Big movers. Tesla and some of the other tech space also bouncing a little bit here. Back to you, Brennan.
Jack of all trades.
It's starting off well. It's Friday morning, guys. Welcome to the show once again. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on this morning. We'll have another great educational video for you. Yeah, we did a trade anatomy, a breakdown of a trade concept, a strategy, execution, right through to evaluation with Neil. If you remember, if you joined us on Wednesday afternoon last week, this is that segment. So ITCI trade recap coming your way, coming up at 11:45, 11:50 or so. Valeria will have that available for you in the chat coming up at that point. Speaking of Valeria, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brandon, and happy Friday, everyone. Let's have a wonderful trading day together. Please be supportive, subscribe to this channel, and smash the like button. And let's get it started. Back to Brandon.
All right, yeah, let's get started, guys. Lots to talk about, lots to get through so far this morning. As far as names that are moving around in the pre-market, if you have not done so yet, please sign up for the watch list. It is absolutely free. All you have to do is put in your email. If you are wondering where to do so, Valeria will have the link for you in the chat as well. Just enter your email. We'll send it to you every single morning for absolutely nothing. NIO, yeah, they came out overnight and announced that Neo Nextev, as of September 16th, has begun a share transfer agreement with one of the major shareholders of the company to redeem about 8.6% of the company. So NIO to the upside, guys, taking back a little portion of the company from one of the major investors.
Yeah, I mean, the story for Neo has been going back to the beginning of the month, the 21 double top here, and now trying to round back up to that 20 level. It feels like, I don't know, Friday. You get those round numbers on options expiration. I feel like we could gravitate towards maybe a consolidation at that 20. If we fail here, I think it's an opportunity for a short, maybe some scalp longs on top of it. It's not a gigantic catalyst here, but I would certainly expect if we see anywhere close to that 21, today, maybe even next week, guys. That's a significant barrier. Watch that for any potential breaks. I think that's going to be a much nicer trade when we get back to that double top at 21.
Yeah, I like the 20 top there. If I can figure out what the alphabet is, I'd be able to find it. Here it is. NIO, 222,000 shares to buy on imbalance. So not a bad little look there for the bid on NIO, but we're going to wait to see if it takes out 20. 20 was the top there. Good news today, more stake, more everything. So let's wait to see what Neo does. We're trying to fix my camera up here, guys. So Neo at 20, Brendan, I like it.
All right, we will continue on here, guys. Tesla, the next one in the group, really strong this morning in the pre-market. Wedbush and Piper Sandler both increasing their price targets on the stock ahead of Battery Day coming up next week. Big things to come from Tesla. Looks like a lot of analysts are very, very excited about next Tuesday. They also pointed to stronger deliveries in China of the Model 3, more demand and increase in margin as far as the Chinese-made Model 3 from Tesla. So nice look here, guys, for Tesla as well.
Yeah, Tesla just broke through the pre-market top and is headed towards 450 as you spoke, Brandon. So I feel like, wow, you're making some moves happen in the market here for Tesla. Just going to give you a quick adjustment going to like the 15 minutes so you can see in perspective here. Yeah, I thought 450 break, but the week high up here at 462. That's the resistance I was looking for in Tesla. The other level I had was at 438 from yesterday's top. So if there's a bit of a dip buy, which I thought was a little more likely 5 minutes ago, I was going to be looking to defend that 438 if it came back, and if it could bounce off that price, would have been a nice long. Could be breaking through 450 off the open, but it's the 460 and change level to the upside that is of interest to me.
Tesla, okay, hopefully the mic is fine now. Yeah, they turned my mic off because I went to fix the screens here at the back. But okay, Tesla 453. Yesterday I wrote down some 453 levels. That's where we popped the last couple of days. Let me see if I can go back here to a 5-minute chart and give this to you. Here we go. This is 453 right here. We like it breaking through. The top is 455. That would be fantastic if you could break through 455. Remember, the thing is, I only showed you the imbalances for the NYSE stocks. There's going to be imbalances for the NASDAQ as well. So you're going to have to watch out for these stocks breaking through the top there off the open, just similar to Neo. Could have broke through 20, probably does break through 20 today. Tesla back into action, but I'm liking it through this level. This is yesterday, guys, 450, 455, and it looks like it's ramping up as we speak. NASDAQ starting to go a little bit here, so we may miss Tesla. I'm not going low. look, yesterday I dug my grave early, but managed to get out of it. But the point is we were into too many shares too early before the market opens. No point in doing that today, guys. So watch your levels, be patient. Probably don't get into anything for the first couple minutes would be my advice. But Tesla bids, let's go. September 22nd is battery day. We're excited. What up to Matt Murphy as well, holding those call options. Let's go.
Very strong in the pre-market so far this morning. Eastman Kodak, once again, what a move this thing had in the afternoon yesterday. This thing went from $9 to $11.50. We came back a little bit at the close, but back to the upside again for Eastman Kodak. No additional news on this worth mentioning today. 8% to the upside here. We go again, guys, for Kodak.
Yeah, and you can see it right there on Brandon's chart, of course, that test at 11, aftermarket up to 1150 or so. The levels I'm looking at now, I mean, you do have like this 1375, 1380, maybe even 15. So a turnaround at that point, it sort of goes without saying. I'm going to be trying to reverse it. Well, so to go short off of those levels. I tend not to love the long on Kodak. It's going to be hard to ignore this sort of bunched up area in front of 12 for a potential squeeze to the upside. That's what every single move up was basically just another squeeze. You had a squeeze through 10 in the afternoon. They just had a tremendous amount of buying. So I like 1380 if it can turn around there. If it can get back below that 1050, and that was the price from yesterday when we were talking about, that's how we shorted it on the way back down. But if it gets below there, maybe we'll get into some shorts that way. Otherwise, waiting for a push, hopefully to that 1380 mark, and then 15 would be the next level we'd try.
All right, Dennis P., I got you. You don't have to worry about that. I'm here for you. Neil, good review there of Kodak. Him and I have similar opinions on all of those stocks. So let's go to Penn now. You're talking about Penn National Gaming here, Dennis. You are not forgotten. Don't worry. If someone's going to give us a super chat, we're going to talk about it. It's hard when we have this rundown of our watch list to go. But I'm going to tell you one thing here, and I keep saying this all the time, Dennis. Look, you buy the rumors and then you sell the news. If this app is going to come out at 12 noon, I'd almost sell right now. They released the information a couple weeks ago that they were coming out with an app that was going to be directly represented with Barstool Sports. They have a huge, huge following. And look, I love the idea, but look at this run up, man. I mean, Dennis, if you're long, in August, this was $35. Welcome to $75 today. That's a double in a month. So I would say, Dennis, that pigs tend to have this happen to them. Not to say that it's not going to go up, but you never go broke taking profit. So I just want to tell you that, Dennis, that's what I would be doing right now, taking out some. I told you I was long Square in the 30s, 40s, $50 on this the major move down in March. I got some out at 80. I got some out at 100. I just took some out at 150. It could go to $300, but you got to make sure that you take some skin out of the game. And I think Penn on a double is probably good. Does it go up past noon? Sure, maybe. I don't know. But the ultimate idea here is you don't need this thing to drop 10% on you. Take some off, get out of half, and play with house money. My advice right there. Thank you for the super chat, Dennis P.
And fantastic advice at that, guys. Sean mentioned the Morning Movers watch list. If you haven't already, do so right now. Sign up for it so we can follow along together between 9 a.m. and 9:30 every day. We go through everything that is moving around in the pre-market. Guys, if we could throw my screen up real quick, just want to show, yeah, here it is, the watch list itself. So we've already covered a few of these, but if you haven't done so yet, throw your email in there. Valeria has the link for you in the chat. If you do need it, sign up for the watch list, guys. It is absolutely free, which is a good price. Let's go to Oracle, guys. There's a little more news that came out this morning in regards to the way that this deal is going to shape up. It looks like they may still, it's not confirmed yet, but they may still block downloads of both WeChat and TikTok, regardless of any deal that's reached between Oracle and ByteDance when it comes to becoming their preferred tech supplier for U.S. clients. So they may still block downloads in the U.S. of both these apps. So Oracle under pressure a little bit, but I just noticed, guys, it's basically right back up.
Yeah, look,
kind of the same thing over and over again, right?
You'll see this on, especially on witching day. You're going to find a lot of whippy action bouncing away from a certain level. So I look at this bottom from yesterday at 58, and there was a huge flush going into the morning in the open, and a big hard bounce off of it. So if it actually retests down there, I feel like that's an interesting place to be buying Oracle. I'm probably going to stay away from it otherwise, unless you get to the periphery. Like this 61.50 area for the last couple of days has been a great place to sell. So maybe if it rallies into that, you can grab something to the south side. Every single time I've been in an Oracle trade, I always make sure I have a hard stop because we've seen what happens. Breaking news can come at any moment. And of course, this story is not done. So I wouldn't, most of my trades will probably be scalps unless it's the long off of that little bottom at 58, which who knows? I'm not betting any heavily that it's going to get down there and give me an entry point. So let's see if it can come down, bounce off 58. That's the first thing I'm looking for.
Yeah, pivot point is $60.50 on Oracle if you use a 3-minute chart. I don't have it up here. This is a 5-minute, but $50, $60.50 is that pivot point, and that makes a lot of sense. That's right dead smack in the middle here for the last couple of days, $60.50. So I would just sort of play around that, whether or not you think long or short. It's going to get to there at some point, I would think today. But I'm not, like we keep saying, I'm not really willing to play anything off the open, and this is why. Look, the imbalances now, I'm still super bullish on these imbalances, but they're definitely coming off. Look at all the paired values here. A lot of these bids have now tried to turn into sells, and they're getting very, very close. Oh, J&J there, still 400,000 bid, but I don't even see Oracle on here, so we'll wait to see what it does. But for me, I'm not super excited about this name, and the reason why is you don't want to be caught in something. I've already been caught in Oracle during a halt and didn't work out overly well. We were able to make money because I shorted after that, if you guys remember, but there could be news coming out on this thing at any time, and honestly, if Oracle doesn't get this deal done at this point, then it is southbound for Oracle. So I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know how much more upside there is to this name because the deal's basically already on the table, and I just fear that if it doesn't get done, then it's southbound. So I'm bullish on the name because I love TikTok. I don't use it, but I love the fact that a company can grab this thing, an already built product with over 100 million users in North America. So I love TikTok, but I just don't think there's too much more upside for Oracle unless the deal is a lot better than what's been reported.
Because they're somewhat related, let's jump down to Facebook here, guys. We'll have a look at Facebook. It's worth mentioning both Facebook and Snapchat very strong here in the pre-market because they have both come out and said in the past that they are working on some sort of short format type of video product that is still to come from both Facebook through Instagram, obviously. But yeah, both Facebook here, the leader, I guess, 1.8% to the upside here. Not a tremendous amount of volume for Facebook, but strong look anyways, guys.
Yeah, putting up the last couple of weeks to put things into perspective, reclaiming 262 would be a big step for Facebook here as it's turned a bit of a downward momentum. You even see on the daily charts, it's sort of a crashing down off that 300 move. So that's the level that I'm watching on Facebook. It's 262 and basically a nothing else. I feel like if the market's going to sell off, that's your stop point right there. You're shorting it off of 262. If we get any kind of a push, and Sean mentioned, I think you alluded to this already, the NASDAQ pushing overnight highs also yesterday. I think it was in the morning top as well around here, this 11,150 level on the NASDAQ. So if we get a burst through there, like 262 is that level, locked and loaded. I don't have another one written down for Facebook in terms of any kind of a crash. It did bottom out at 250, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, so I was, excuse me, I was looking at the exact same level here, 262. If we retake yesterday's close, we did have a move downside in the end of the day. And remember what I was telling you guys, at the end of the day, you tend to get some moves downside, and that's exactly what happened yesterday, basically on nothing, just the fact that people selling off some of their shares. So 262, I do like it. I remember, Brendan, you might remember this as well, when they came out and they announced a Zoom competitor, Facebook. I don't know if it's called Facebook Meet or Groups or something, but they took off. So we'll see. Very good possibility for that today. But look, how many different, Instagram can copy Facebook, the same company. Everybody can copy TikTok, but TikTok still has the name and the value recognition there. So we'll have to wait to see if that's even something, but it has to retake. Good point by Neil, 262. All
right, guys, let's go to Beyond Meat. Big move over the past couple of days to the upside. We come in today down almost 5% here. There was two. JP Morgan downgrade was the main one, though, from underweight to neutral over sluggish fundamentals. They just basically said the stock is overheated at this point. We had a couple of new product launches over the past couple of days, so big move up, but coming back in a little bit here for Beyond Meat today.
Yeah, if the other one might have been what, JT Marlin maybe. Just looking at the 165 top here, and then 160. So you're getting a lower high in the daily chart being put in. You catch the downgrade, and then you see this little bunched up area. You had a bit of a breakout on the 16th. You had a bit of a top there on the 10th. This is all right around this nice even dollar 150 level. So a couple of things at play here. Much like the trade in Dave & Buster's yesterday, I'm willing to sort of jump into this one to this short side. In front of like the 152 pre-market high, there was some chop above here at 153.60. I'd roll into a short, risking like $1 to $2, just getting something in that range and giving it to the top to see if it can't definitively break through. You know, the only issue is you had this ramp off point at like 146 a couple of days ago where you had the big move up. So that could be first support. That might limit you to a couple of dollars of upside if you chased the breakdown trade at 148, which is the pre-market low. That's why I don't like that breakdown trade as much as trying to catch something maybe on the way up. And with witching, as Sean keeps mentioning, you don't necessarily want trades right off the open, but there could be crazy price action in the first couple of minutes. So if you like a short, be patient for it because you might get a pop that gives you a price that you like as opposed to chasing something at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to bring up, I mean, look, I like the 148 break, but would love to get short earlier. We brought this up a couple times, but our watch list, tradertv.live, we've been sending the link out. And this is why you need to get it, because A, the price is my favorite ticker symbol, FREE. And then the next part is that, look at this. Like, I didn't even realize this. It's saying the stock's outperformance 108% year to date. Okay, that's right here, right in our watch list. That makes perfect sense. S&P only 4%, which is fantastic considering the environment we're in. And then you also get the big dog up here, JP Morgan highlighted. So not only do you get JP Morgan downgrade, the fact that we're up 108%, and the fact that this is Beyond Meat and, you know, a relatively recent IPO. Again, it's been around for a while, so there's a lot of value there on Beyond Meat, and a lot of traders may be stepping in and taking out that profit. And I mean, I just love it. Sign up for that watch list. Make sure you're there. But yeah, 148 is very, very key. And look, if this wants to go, I think we could actually, again, depending on how big JP Morgan's book is, and I wish I knew if they were like the lead underwriter behind this deal. But 145 could be coming into play as well. So let's try to short anything if we can get it. 152 where we bunched up yesterday. But yeah, I like a 148 break, and we will take out. Where is it? There it is. We'll take out the hammer if we can get it today through 148 if the price action gives it to us. We're not just going to hit it if it's slow. I'd love to see it sort of come crashing down through that level, play the momentum down. And then I do think we can get a 146, 145, so $1.50 or so.
All right, guys, let's go to Snowflake here quickly before we get to Rune and have a look at the overall market. Day number 3 for Snowflake. Not as much volume today, but looking a little bit stronger. We found that bit of a bottom yesterday in the afternoon. It held support throughout the afternoon. We tested that early on this morning and have now kind of bounced off it. Not a tremendous amount of volume, as I said, but worth having a look here, guys, for day number 3 for Snowflake.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of days.
Got to get a graphic first of all, right, Neil, for Snowflake. That's important.
I think I'm basically looking at some of these lows of support here. 220, 215 were definitely good ones. More success yesterday scalping it than trying to hit a home run trade when I did short it, guys. I was hoping it would test 200. When I took the short in the morning, I'm going to rectify that somewhat mistake by only trying to scalp some levels. To the upside on Snowflake, I was looking at like a 241, 242, that's sort of a dollar price range. You go into the high of yesterday's in market action, even this pre-market level here as well, guys. So that seems like it's a bit of a resistance point. So maybe using that for a quick little short if it does snap up there and then roll over. Otherwise, it does feel like it was a good defend off the bottoms, and I wasn't willing to play it. I might be able to do that here today off 220.
Okay, I'm just going to see. Do we have... Oh, no, okay, I need to get... Greg, can you get me some Snowflake there? Shares short. I actually forgot to do that. So we need to get shortable shares. I'll put it in the chat there. You may have not heard of me. But yeah, Snowflake through here, 230. It looks good. Neil hit that yesterday, 231. That was a great bottom. And then we did bottom out here at 220. I don't know if it gets there. It's sort of like this is the third day now. So price discovery should sort of already be there. And I'm wondering if they've sort of discovered it down here. 220, 225 is where the buyers are. So that's what I'm sort of thinking. I don't know if we take out the top from yesterday, but that would be 236, 237 could come into play again. So this is just a 1 minute chart. I think we could run off the open here, but look at the spread. It's already $1.50. And this stock shouldn't be affected by witching or anything like that, but because it's so new and it's not going to be in too many index portfolios. Wow, thank you, Mr. Randy Man. Yes, sir. Thank you for the refill on that one. And I don't know if anyone can do anything about the heat around here, but I may have to put on this beautiful Trader TV sweater right here because it is chilly willy. Oh, another famous drawing, coloring by my daughter right there is the camera. So let's take a couple pictures. She got some new sparkly crayon-y things. So shout out to you, my love. But you're in school, so you're not watching this. Back to you, Brendan.
Sparkly crayon-y things. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the overall market, guys. We'll bring in Arun here and check out what we need to be aware of. It's going to be an important day because of the rebalancing coming up later on in the session. I know Arun is, you in the past, Arun, have said that you don't like to kind of get involved too heavily before the end of the day on days like this. What do we need to be aware of today?
Yeah, for today, the market's been, I think the market's in a range at the moment. It is at the top end of its range. So 65 was the top from yesterday. That would be the top. 33.10 is the bottom from yesterday. So I'm going to put that at the bottom. Anything in between, I'm looking for trades in front of these levels. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. Of course, if it breaks to the upside, currently, I don't know what to do if it breaks to the upside. I'm thinking maybe 33.30 might be an option, but I actually want to see it break, come back below 33.50, see what the reaction looks like, and then I might consider going long with the 33.30. But to the downside, I think the 33.10 break has a real shot going straight to 3300. Of course, towards the end of the day. Now that's the big issue at the end of the day, right? In the final half an hour where the volatility really comes in, there needs to be about just over $30 billion in trade in the final right at the end there in the rebalance in the S&P 500 alone, let alone the 400, the 600, and the Russell. So those are different things. But the S&P 500 already has to do about just over $30 billion in trade. So expect volatility, especially in the final half an hour. I know Apple's a big mover as well. There's a lot of shares to trade in Apple towards the end of the day, and they move the indexes. So just be aware of the volatility expected towards the end of the day. Currently, 65 on the top, 10 on the bottom, waiting for that break to 65, and then check back down below 50 to see what happens, and then 33.30 will be the stop if I get the right setup.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun on Monday. Let's have a look at the latest SPAC to join the electric vehicle world. They're taking XL Fleet public through a merger. So this is PIC. Company will be known as XL Fleet once the merger is complete. So on the daily chart, you can see big, huge move on the news this morning. 1310. Bit of a high here in the pre-market, so we'll watch 1310. Struggling to get back above this 1250 right now, though, for this PIC. We've seen a few of these over the past couple of weeks, guys. This one doing much more volume in the pre-market so far.
Yeah, I like that one. I also like a Cassava Science. I think you mentioned Cassava Science is up, but not much of a news catalyst. Of course, there was some insider buying, I think mentioned yesterday. I'll just give you a look here. I'm going to go over the position that I currently have on, but you do have a few days ago spike up into this 920 area. It does try to retest it on the gap up. The second it rolls over and fails at that price, I'm looking for a rejection at a significant level. I get it. Retest to the top, they can't get through. On the way back down, I get some shares in here at about a 909 average price. There's several entries in there. I was able to get some out in front of like an 880 buyer, most of it in the 875 to 885 range, and then just ticked some out there at 860. So that last exit was about a 45-cent win. Next play in here is I'm looking for an 850 breakdown, and if I get that, I'll still have about like 20 to 30% of the position, seeing if we can't retest into 8 even. So Cassava Science is giving a BAM, and I'm not saying bang. Sean's going to know where I'm getting BAM from because the best kept secret in the NBA is blowing up in the playoffs, and I kind of hope Miami beats the Celtics. So that's my little basketball rant there. Cassava Science is headed downside here. Peloton, not Peloton, Beyond Meat, I am looking for a pop to get into position to a short. I'm not going to take it right here at 150. I'm hoping to be able to get something from here up to like that 151 mark, 152, of course, being the level on the higher time frame that I was mentioning to you. Sort of this top here in the pre-market and some chop above there in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was also, for sure. Look, the Miami Heat, I think, are just going to get dealt with by the Lakers, but that's...
I'm only talking about the conference final.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the Celtics. Celtics, great team. I mean, those games have been great games. We'll look to see some more good basketball this weekend, as well as some football. And Nick Chubb, Neil, you saw those days yesterday. Man. Unfortunately, I was also facing a guy that had Kareem Hunt. But whatever. We'll move on that. That's football talk, fantasy football. We're in everything here. Neil and I have been in a pool for I think it's honestly 20 years. It would make sense if it was that long, if not longer.
It might be.
And that's funny because we're only 30 years old, right? 1580 to the bottom here, CCL. Watch out. Yesterday, I dug myself a hole with CCL, but I do like it to the downside, selling 17% of their fleet or something. Good move, good cost cutting, either 1630 to the top side. Here we go, 10 seconds down.
10 seconds ago, guys. Don't forget Kodak testing that 12.
No positions early for me.
Valeria ringing that little bell. And once again, Randy's messing with her, so there you go. One. Marcus opens. Oh, Randy. The Ranster. There you go. The Ranster.
The Ranster's
so
in the
bit of a pop here in Beyond Meat. Let's see if I can catch our entry point there. So I talked about trying to fade into this one. That's what I go ahead and do here, guys. So we talked about witching, possibly get some spikes, and be patient because you might get a price that you like better. That's why I didn't take the breakdown. So I just got in at 151.99 of all places. 153.50. I'm willing to give this one a couple of dollars. That's the level I'm watching here. So hopefully I don't get run over. Always important when you look at a parabolic move like this. This is the time frame watching, guys. On the 15-minute, it's about up here at 153.50. That's what I like to be able to give it to. If it tests at 148, of course I'm going to take some profit on the way down here. And Miss Kodak, that just turned hard off $12.
Oh, man, that was the one that we were sort of looking at there was Kodak. I was also looking at CCL. I'm also in Beyond Meat, short at 152, so a nice little win here. Tried to get some more at 152, 153 there, but missed. So right now we're watching Beyond Meat. We did talk about that. Neil and I looks like we're both in that. We're just letting the market settle down here on quad witching. You're going to be able to see here a lot of volume coming off the open on some of these names. Like, for example, let's go... Oh, come on. Now my chart's frozen. Let's go over to Microsoft. Look at the volume already on Softy today. 9 million shares already done here on Microsoft. So as you can see, my volume's not moving up. So there it is. You can see, look at this print. Huge volume print off the open. So 9 million shares. So that's what we're talking about. Let these stocks settle down. It's Microsoft right now looking like it wants to take out even lower bottoms here, guys. Softy. But look at Beyond Meat.
Yeah, look at it go.
I know you probably have this. You do have it as well. A nice little dollar in the money right here. 150 just bounces off that.
I'd be so much happy. After the bounce off 150, I might take some off in front of it next time. But this is the problem here. Kodak rolls over off this 12, and I'm not involved in it. I'm going to take a shot. If it retests up here to like 1180, 1175, and can't get through 12, I'm going to catch a roll over short if I can. Brennan, what do you got for us?
Penn National Gaming, I apologize, forget who it was, but somebody mentioned Penn there. In the pre-market, touched all-time highs up there right off the bat. Huge buy order at the open there, but we're coming back below 75 for Penn, guys.
I got to hit the key because you come out of this for a winner. So a couple of dollars on the first trade on Beyond Meat. And look, we'll see if we can't get it any further on a 150 break. But you're watching Kodak roll hard off that 12. And I guess now is when it decides to go, without me at least. I mean, I don't know if either one of you guys caught that. But great rollover trade here on Kodak. No pullback in store just yet. I do have another position. I should get you guys back over to Cassava Sciences. I still have that one short. Got another leg out here when it retested that bottom in front of that 850. So 862, that's about a 45-cent win, like I said. And I'm going to hold the rest for a break of this 850 level if we can get it. It hasn't really tested back up towards the top. I'm not giving it any more to 940 high. I'll probably give it to like 9 even. But I'm looking for an 850 break, guys. If we can get that, should be an absolute home run on Cassava Sciences short.
Okay, we're only going to give this one 40 or 50 cents here. We went short through 11 on Kodak. Just thinking it was going to go to the downside. My target is down here 1050, so we'll give this a little bit of room to go here, down to 1050 or so on Kodak. Beyond Meat, we did get more short. Now we finally got filled up on the upside there, 152, 153 and change. So we're short again here on Beyond Meat. Doubled up, tripled up our position on that one. So let's see if that can go. It looks like Kodak will probably take out the top here. Well worth the try in my opinion. I still thought 1050 was going to come through. I still do think it's going to come, but not going to hold that many shares on this bad boy. Okay, here comes Beyond Meat. We're short 152.40 right now. 40, 50 cents in the money, $1 in the money right now. Let's get some bids out here and get out of some of this. right here, Beyond Meat, as it comes bang, crashing right back down. Good trade here on Beyond Meat. Triple the short, double your fund to the downside. The bottom was about 150 and change, so it doesn't look like it wants to crush itself, but 150.50, we'll put another bid there. See if we can have another banger on that.
Yeah, and speaking of bangers, wow, play going to the
Bangers
upside here.
match.
Look, I'm going to fade it. Like, they got a couple of upgrades, but you start talking about going concern issues. I'm going to look at this top here from yesterday, 1750 that we shorted off of. 16 middle was about my price, like 1665, 1670. If I can catch anything in that range in front of 17, that's what I'm going to grab to the short side on Dave and Buster's, guys. So a little further, and I'm going to get involved short. Brennan, what do you got, bud?
Some of the chip makers showing early strength, guys. Look at Micron here, just took out the top, right back down, but 51.80, bit of a level there for Micron, up 1.5%. AMD on the run as well, guys.
You just mentioned AMD, and I just tried to get that short right there on AMD, bouncing off 77. Going to use VWAP here. Remember, VWAP's going to be very misleading just because of that huge print. So what I was looking at here was $77 as the short spot there, and it just literally, we were just talking about it, and I tried to get 90s, and then we went all the way down to the south side action on that one. We should be out of Kodak in a minute. I don't know why my order's not. Oh, it's going to be triggering very, very soon here on Kodak, 1136 to the upside there where we get out. Looks like we'll have to take a 30-cent hit on Kodak here, which is fine. We tried it and missed. But okay, Beyond Meat, we still are short. We do like this short. Getting out, if it takes out the top of 154, we'll be out of Beyond Meat. But right now, this is a nice little 40-cent win, but we need more on Beyond Meat if that's going to make us any real money. NIO, Neil, is heading up. Okay, go backflip. I'll talk NIO after.
It's backflips because 850 broke on Cassava Sciences, so it looks like we're in the next phase of this short trade, hopefully the home run phase. If we get it down to 8 even, that's the ultimate target. I will try to take some shares out on the way, but this is that consolidation in the pre-market and the psychological level of the round number that I'm working with here in Sava. There goes Kodak again through 11, so I missed it the first time, and I actually just tried to catch it the second time and did not get it either. So if I can catch it on a pullback, I'll try to get involved in that one. I still have Beyond Meat here. My price is 152.40, and it's still holding that 153 half that I like. So I'll keep giving it that much room, but I got to get involved in Kodak at some point. It looks like I'll try here.
Yeah, I'm obviously already involved in Kodak, so let's just wait to see how far down it wants to go. But again, we just went in the money there, 15 pennies, and didn't take anything. So let's wait to see on Kodak here. I still think it comes down to 10.50. So, okay, NIO, we just put that order in as well. It's coming near that $20. I don't really like taking breakouts at this time right now on a day like today, but I do think NIO can break through 20. It's actually 9:36, so the witching is done. So I'll take all that back. I didn't realize we were already 6 minutes in. Okay, so $20 here as a top. It looks like it's fading through that. So more movement happens on that stock as we go. 153.50 there, the new top. Let's take a little bit more on Beyond Meat here and watch this thing hopefully fall back to the downside. I like Beyond Meat. Give it to us, Bren.
Gas name moving around here. WPRT picking up a Chinese certification for natural gas products. So a huge move up on massive relative volume, guys. So this thing just took out the top there, 235, 42% for WPRT.
Add that one to the list, guys. Just watching also Snowflake. Obviously, we talked about this one. Let It Snow. Also Informer. I can just call the stock Informer and see if you guys figure out what I'm talking about here. I was watching 220, 215, 225. That's the current bounce point in Snow, and I think you always got to go for a higher time frame. Unfortunately, 15 minutes going to be no good, so I got to quickly, for you guys here live, change to a 3, which is going to be better when it trades for 3 days. 238 was a significant level yesterday, and I wish I'd been willing to short off of that one. It didn't quite get there off the open, but look at it. Look at that nice turnaround right here at 236. So I'm going to keep that as a significant level, a backup, maybe a break of 236, but 238 was the one I was watching before. So it's probably going to have to travel $2 before through there for me to get that long. Otherwise, if it puts in a higher low, it did one at 15, then 20. So one at 25 isn't crazy for a bit of a bounce point as well, guys. So I'm now watching that one. Got to get you guys back over to Beyond Meat because we are in position in Beyond. It is still holding that first level. You can see we've rounded into our short position. That's what it looks like on one. But I much prefer, look at this chop level in the afternoon. This is what I'm working off of here. If it breaks out of this and the top end is just above that 153.50 mark, it's actually at 70, then I'm going to be out of this short. I needed to break that 151, 150. We took some out the first time, and then 148 at the bottom. Those are our targets. I'd like to hold at least a little portion of it, of course, for 148 break to make sure we get that. Kodak. Probably going to bury my grave here as it breaks 1150. I did jump in here at 1105. I'm holding off taking any more shares because it's squeezing hard.
I'm out of that Kodak trade there at that 11:30 mark, like we talked about. But the problem is, I did take CCL. We did take a little bit off, like 20% off here, and now it's ripping to the upside. We're gonna have to get out if it comes near this VWAP of 1590. We tried CCL to the short side, and bang, there it is. Superman, nice trade here on Beyond Meat. Look at these shorts, bang, 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 bang. If you don't think this is a big trade, then why would I have 4 ins there? Talked about this all the time. Let's go, guys. Beyond Meat to the downside. $2 winner on some decent shares, Brendan. Let's go.
We mentioned this one yesterday, guys. United Steel, U.S. Steel to the upside again today, 6%. Market straight to the downside here, but look at X here. We talked about this move yesterday. Look at this. We're all the way back to 9 now on X, guys.
Yeah, and this is why we have a watch list, guys. We put Beyond Meat on there, of course, and went over our plans for the stock, too. So talked about why I didn't like the break down, and we wanted to fade into it. Witching gives you crazy price action, so you actually get exactly the prices you want in front of that chop area in the afternoon. Need this to break and hold below 151 for me to get more shares out here. Maybe I'll take some out in front of 150. It's 148 that I like as an ultimate target here. 52.5 to the short side. I'm out of Kodak, so I'm going to go roller coaster ride for that one. I don't think we're done with it. So I don't want to flush myself down the toilet yet on Eastman Kodak, because that's what I call it when I don't like it. I will get you guys back to Sava. It tried to put up a fight, guys, at that 850 level. It looks like it just took it out one more time. You're going to see I was able to slip some shares out there at 840. So that's going to be a 65-cent win. I'm short at 905. I did have some shares short at 910, 911 as well, guys. So I am targeting 8 even if it can get down there. Next out will be 8 quarter. Brendan, what do you got?
I'm not seeing much of a reaction yet, but just watching Roku here, guys, just seeing a headline. Apparently they're going to lose some NBC channels in a dispute over Peacock's new streaming service. So Roku is negative, but not a lot of volume, to say the least, guys.
Yeah, I'm in that Roku position right now. Decent spot here, but 162.96. Oops, sorry, this was Beyond Meat. Just talking about this, I mean, this is a big cash here. We'll put this on our account, our Twitter account soon. But Beyond Meat to the downside. Big movement there. Catch that. Roku, though, guys, right here, 163 and change to the downside here as we go. I don't know, man. I'm going to use 164 as an out. That's sort of where VWAP is. Let's see if there's any legs to that. And then CCL right now, just talking about that here, 1583 now, making moves to the downside here is CCL. Yeah, there it is. Randy, another quick one. Thank you for the super chat. A quick $1 there on Penn. Thank you so much for that super chat. And good work, needless to say, on that one. Beyond Meat's coming back to the upside right now. We still have this 154. What's the market doing? Wow, okay. Good outs there on Beyond Meat, my #1 stock, but we still have, I don't know, 30% of this trade. So we'll have to wait to see if Beyond Meat does come back to the downside here. Roku moving. CCL, we held it. We're waiting for 94s. We talked about that. That didn't come through. So now, hopefully, CCL can revert back to the downside as we're short at 79 here on this. But the market, again, not really moving. So a little bit of a sleepy one here for CCL today. Thought there'd be more action on that. Neil,
John, a couple of things here. Kodak tests 12 even, does not break. So I did just jump back into a short. We'll see how this one goes at 89 in front of that 12 top. But watch out for Dave & Buster's continuing its move up. It's trying to get to that 1650. I said yesterday that my short was at 65, 66, around that 1670. It's not quite at that same range, but this was a great rollover point. But we're giving most of that trade on the way back down. We caught it to that 17 half mark. So it could extend a little bit further. I'm anticipating that could happen. It's getting to that target range where we can start to get in. But obviously took a bath on the first Kodak trade. We will see what happens with the second one here. I'm going to see if I can take some out here. I'm not going to get slaughtered on this one like last time. So I'm going to take some out all the way down from 1150, try to make some of this back. I didn't reload in Beyond Meat. It's already tested my level once. We've already tripled into that one. So I'm not going to add anything to that position. And I'm actually willing to go a small long off this 12 even break on Eastman Kodak, which is what I call it like sometimes. But keep in mind, If it pops through there, the next short level for me is like a $13.80 area and then $15. So keep those ones in the back of your mind. Brendan, what do you got?
Penn still going, guys, but I want to talk about Workhorse here. Another one that has quietly had quite the week. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row to the upside here for Workhorse. Another 3% to the upside today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, all of these stocks today, the electric companies, car companies anyways, going crazy there as we go. Okay, you know what? Beyond Meat, we just took it out there for another dollar and change win. So good on us, man. We're short 153.15 now, and it's at 152 and change. So big win there on Beyond Meat. Roku, Brendan, unfortunately, came with that story, and I should have got short a little bit up here, a little more up here, but we still have a decent position. It just does. We were in the money there, nice. And we did not take it right here when it went all the way down to 162.50. So we're not going to do that again. We're definitely going to make sure that we can have that through 162.50 coming through that. And unfortunately, our CCL turns on a dime down there, right where we got short. So we definitely picked the bottom. This means that we're not going to hold this one all the way back up. If we break above 1594, we are out of CCL as it's tested the bottom too many times and failed. So I still like it, but I'm not going to give this one as much room as we did yesterday. Just keeps testing this bottom and not breaking. So that's my game play there on CCL. Ready for Brennan? Was that what that was?
Yeah, guys, WRK. Apparently some takeover chatter around on the internet. You can see this thing had a huge day yesterday, going from 35 up to 38 and change. Very, very thinly traded at the open here, but volatile to say the least, guys.
West Rock.
Kodak taketh away, Kodak giveth. We'll line this one up and actually knock it out. Look, the first level was 12. Trying to short that 11 break was obviously an abject disaster. Thankfully, it's right back at our price. And I'm not going to hit the key because I'm trying to get out of some shares here. I'm trying to get out of a few more shares in front of that 11 even area. I was able to roll back into a short at 11.88. Took some on the way down 70, in front of 50, in front of just on the south side of 40. I'll take some more out in front of 11.20. I anticipate there could be a bit of a bounce in its step at 11 even. If that's the case, guys, I'm not going to fight it. We'll just actually accidentally got long. We'll get out of it. So made it all back, thankfully, in Kodak, but probably should have paid attention and waited for that perfect trade through 12 even. That's the key level that we have to watch all day long, I think. 10.50, if it ever got there, is a good one as well. Brennan, what do you got?
Too many things to look at so far this morning, guys. We talked about this one. PIC, that latest SPAC to join the party this morning, still up significantly. But I mentioned right before the open was struggling. It looked like around this 12.50, 12.60 area. Yeah, great opportunity down to 11.80 there. Decent volume on PIC, guys. Okay,
right now, man, we are doing great. Roku back down to that level. We have a bid out here. Like I said, did we get filled there on Roku? No, we did not. 162.50. It must have got canceled there. So 162.11. We're now bidding down there to the downside on Roku. Let's see if it can make this push finally back downside. I did want to talk about another play. We're going to smash Facebook through 256 and change and see where we get short. Downside 256 on Facebook. That was sort of a bouncing level here, 255.75. Maybe a little early on this Facebook call, but I think we got to make it anyways on a break downside. 256 on Facebook looks to be decent. And here comes Roku, man. I'm on the bid. That's me at 11. Can I get part out here at 11? Oh, did I get filled? No, I did not. Bang, there it is. Yes, nice little win there. Another dollar win on Roku. $2 in the money on Beyond Meat right now. What a big day. Just need CCL to go. See ya, Roku. 163 short. We're at 162, Brendan. Give it to us.
Yeah, more competition for Roku. Maybe a problem there. Blink charging, guys. Big move up yesterday, if you remember. Decent reversal here at 850. We're all the way back to 790 already. Still 4% for Blink charging, guys.
I will go with Slaying the Dragon that is Beyond Meat, and I guess it's kind of ironic to show Slaying a Dragon or anything when it's plant-based, but either way, testing through with 150 once again, guys, so I do take another leg out this time. You're seeing only getting out in the bottom end of this pre-market range, 150.10, 151, just got out here at 150.79, still hanging on to some shares short at 152.67. Again, 148 was that target bottom, so if I can actually get 4 to 4.5 and last little bit, this will have been a perfectly successful trade. Worth noting, rolling over in the market here, the NASDAQ crossing that 11.1 mark, heading down towards 1100, so the market be fallen. Sava is trying to squeeze back to the upside, so as much as that was my top stock of the day, no longer replaced by Beyond Meat, and it is retesting. I'm going to get back into some shares. I just got some shares here in front of that top that we had earlier. I'm not giving it to this high a day. I'm using the level that it stalled before, 925 for my first stop on Cassava Sign.
Guys, Beyond Meat is monstrous. We have a $3 winner right now. So I do barbecue Beyond Meat burgers. The wife, every single time we have a barbecue, she has Beyond Meat. So we'll be barbecuing that up tonight. And look at this. What a great trade this has been for me today. Just 4 ins. And look at all these outs. And now we're back down to day's low. But it does bounce off 150 there. So let's not get too greedy and try to worry about that too much. We just got into our Facebook trade. CCL's finally going to the downside here. And Roku as well. So Facebook making moves. But Beyond Meat, let's get out here. It's right now 150. I want to get out, but it's holding 150. Let's hopefully this can crash to the downside even further. Right now, Facebook, my number one problem.
Yeah, just want to get back to another name that's moving here. Thank you, Manny. National Cheeseburger Day. Didn't we just have National Cheeseburger
I don't know
Day,
about these days, man.
Ago? Yeah, that's interesting to me. I want to get to Sorrento for a quick second here because I should have noticed this. Obviously, you look at it the day before, bottom at 9 even, previous top, and it just rolled over off a 9. So watch out below on Sorrento Therapeutics. I like 9 for a fade trade back into it. It might give me a pop into this price. So if it holds pre-market low, yesterday's bottom, that's 9 even. I'm going to like it. We'll see if we can get into this to the south side. So Sorrento falling as well, along with the market, of course.
Yeah, I mean, everything be falling there. And okay, Facebook, I see you, Facebook. We were talking about a little bit of a problem there, but let's just wait to see if it is going to be a problem today or not, as we're going to hold this Facebook short now, and it should be a good one for us. Making moves at the downside now. We're short at 253 here, 256, getting out, looking to get out 255 and change. So right now, Facebook, a little bit of a problem, but what else is not a problem is nothing. Roku right now, $1+ in the money. Great trade on Roku. $3 in the money now on Beyond as it's resisting this 150 mark pretty hard. Boom! It resists no more as the cow coming to pasture here on Beyond Meat. Facebook also making moves to the downside. Boom! Out on Facebook right there. So we run this money barrel today, making it today. Thank you. Yesterday we were hella short. Today we're hella short again, and we're hella making money. So good day for us. I hope you guys are with us on this one on a Tank Friday. It looks like NASDAQ making moves, S&P making moves. We're short. Let's go. Big wins here, guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as great as that is, like a $3 move in Beyond Meat right now, I did mention Dave & Buster's. I did talk about this at about 1665 to 1670 target for a short rollover. It got like 5 to 10 cents away from that range before turning. You got to have a plan of action. If you're going to short into a move when it comes up, much like Beyond Meat, it had to give me the price I wanted. It didn't happen. So missing a bit of that move there. Watch out. Sorrento hasn't given me the fill yet, but I'm trying to catch it on the bounce that's happening right now. Brendan, what do you got?
Another group starting to roll over. Gold stocks, guys. Watch some of the gold names. This is Kinross, KGC, still up 3%, or 4%, but a hard rejection up there, 995 to 10. We're all the way back down to where it started. The price for gold starting to roll over a little bit as well, guys.
Okay, we did get out of some of that Roku there, and yeah, you know what? Let's just dump this Beyond Meat. Boom! There it is. We are out of Beyond Meat. Hide your wife, hide your kids. The market is short today, so a nice little win there on. Unfortunately, went back up to 150, but nice little win there on Beyond Meat. My number one stock today is Beyond Meat, but Facebook, unfortunately. Okay, goes out there and takes out the top there, 256.40. So we dumped the 50% that we had left, and now, so now it's going the upside. So thank you. Sometimes getting out makes a lot of sense. And look at this. We did get out of half there. Now we'll wait to see if Facebook wants to retrace all the way back through 257. Then we'll dump the rest of these. But look at the NASDAQ and the S&P now making moves back to the upside. CCL, what a beautiful trade this has been, guys. No wrong outs here. Down to 70. Just wish we took out more down there. Maybe average into Facebook right now as it's making moves back upside. 257.83, not a horrible spot here for Facebook. But Carnival, beautiful trade on Carnival as well today, guys.
Yeah, back to SPAC world here. Going to this PIC, just going to give you a look at how interesting it was before. Brendan giving the news here, but it made this break here at about 12:15, trying to get back up through that pre-market bottom. It's 12:50 or so, 12:50 to like 12:60 that I'd be looking for rollover. Always watch out for breakouts. I'll sort of line this one up and say shorts are broken back at 13.10, 13.15. If it breaks there, I'm probably likely looking at a long breakout. For now, looking shorts 12.50. Brendan, What do you got for us, bud?
We talked about Cassava Sciences, guys. A little bit of insider buying, pushing that thing higher today. Very, very strong. Be careful if you're in that. Remember 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I think it was, they had that positive trial data on the Alzheimer's treatment that looks like it's going to get FDA approved. This one as well, Clear One, CLRO. Nice opportunity on the short side here with the market coming in. The only thing on this one as well, some insider buying, guys.
Insider buying.
Buying in games.
Yeah, we shorted. We just shorted Facebook up there again, and then it just cracks down. So we should have again probably got out on some of those cracks. But 257.80, like I said, is going to be a stop up here. That's sort of where this VWAP is. VWAP's starting to make a little more sense, even though you do get that monster print off the open, affecting some of these technical levels. But that's 3 million share print. We're already at 6, so hopefully that'll sort of figure itself out as we go. Roku still now down, man. Look at this trade. Beautiful trade to the downside here on Roku. Bang, bang, bang. Brendan gave us that. Obviously helped out by the market, but whatever. We'll take it. A win is a win, as we keep saying. So Roku, beautiful moves on Roku to the downside today. It's been just one of these days for us. CCL to the downside as well right now. Facebook, we just cashed out a little bit in the bottom side here. So let's see if it can make moves downside. But this market is a little scary here. We did see the drop yesterday afternoon. Wondering if the same sort of playbook happens today, where you do get some anxious buyers coming in right now, and then the fade happens in the afternoon. I'm hoping for me, I'm 3 short, that the fade is right now, Neil.
Yeah, I just finally got into this Sorrento on the way back up, not on the way down here through that 9 even. So I'll catch some here in the mid 80s. If it does roll, I'm giving you the higher time from a 3 minute here, just so you can see. There's this 905 yesterday's bottom all the way through to today's high, about 935. So like a 30-cent range where perfectly reasonable to have outs all the way through. If you think like I kind of do here, that if it goes through this bottom, there's a decent shot to retest like 8 even. So that's going to give 10% upside. I think that makes it worth it holding this all the way to that like 930 mark. But that would mean, and this is part of my plan here, I want to get multiple entries into this. I'd like to ultimately have a price. If it were to test and break 935, I would like my price to be about 905 to 915. That means I have to be patient. That means I'm not adding to my position until it gets over that 9 even and tests and tries to roll over. If it does go now, it means I'll have a smaller position. That's just the reality of this kind of entry. There goes Kodak again through 11. I don't want to short the bottom. Brendan, what do you got?
Tesla, guys, 4.5% still, but we're back to these significant levels from the pre-market here. 444 to 444.5 was resistance there before it broke, heading towards the open. So a bit of a pivot here for Tesla, guys.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, the NASDAQ also trying to go, but we do have Facebook. I'm already invested in the NASDAQ right now to the downside with Facebook. And that's why it brings me over to Roku, 162. We're going to get out if it breaks back above 162 right here, okay? So right now, Roku's $1.80 in the money. More than that in the money right now, $2. A big trade for us on Roku right now coming through. So we'll wait to see 162. The reason why I'm going to get out of this one is if the NASDAQ retraces, I'm already invested into Facebook on the short side, so I don't want to be another component here short. That's a tech company, so we are going to wait on that one. And speak about tech companies, why don't we take a quick look here on our friend Snowflake. Thank you, Valeria. Yeah, this is going to be my third coffee, but that one was half full, so we get a refresh on a nice fresh one here. But okay, Snowflake, wow, Neil, it does make that move all the way down to 220 where we said there was some support. Missed opportunity. We saw that one. Snowflake, we should have had that. We were looking at 220 from yesterday, all day, every day. Look at this bottom here, 220, 221. Neil, we missed it, bud.
The important thing to do here is, thank you guys for not catching me with my face and my keyboard, but look, you can't get that angry feeling like, you know, we talked about this level, you should have had it here. Obviously a nice little, I said I wanted to do like $5 scalps in the trade too on this stock today. It is what it is. You move on. You miss out on something. It's going to happen. I missed out on Dave & Buster's by a few pennies for an entry point there. So it's still a good level. I think we can still work off of that 220. Maybe even for a break. I mean, if it can't sustain that move, at least even testing higher, maybe it's going to be worth it for a little bit of a break there. Whoa, there is an accidental trigger on Sorrento. So I bungled a stop order on Sorrento, got out accidentally, so you pay the piper and you just get back in. It is what it is, no harm, no foul. But it's going to happen. Keystrokes happen to the best of us. So keep watching that 220 level. Just remember, it was a hard turn. Like this 215 was a hard turn yesterday. So on a break to the downside, that's a scalp all the way, 220 into 215. But I would definitely take a shot shorting it in front of that 235 to 238 area where we failed this morning.
Like, are we going to go down or what? Like, what is Facebook doing, man? We just took some more shares short on Facebook, and I don't know. I think we're going. Is that what you said, Greg? We're going down?
That was Gus.
Oh, that was Gus. Okay, Gus. Okay, I'm feeling that, Gus. Okay, he's talking about 33.40 there. I guess that's on the ES. So right there, 33.40. Good level. Thank you, Gus, for that one. And we'll get Gus maybe back on the show in a couple, 10, 20 minutes when he's ready. If he wants to come back on, that'd be fantastic. Okay, Facebook. But Gus, look at Facebook. Facebook holding up high here. Hopefully that can come crashing back down. We are short Facebook right now and need this one to go. The market's going. And I thought this was a big dog in this tech department here. Let's see if it can go. We're going to bid out some at 71s. Bang, there it is off a nice little refresh there. So some outs there. Let's go, Facebook. I've been pounding this above 257. Can we get this thing to finally go? Wow, look at CCL. 15.79 we're short, guys. 15 cents in the money on CCL. $2.50 on Roku. Beyond Meat, we dumped it. Good thing. That's holding up. Give it to us, Brendan.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. 30 minutes in the books already. Still negative, but we're trying to get back into positive territory here. The S&P 500, about 0.25% there. Look at the Dow leading the way, 0.4% to the downside. So it's the Dow 30 struggling today. Tech stocks, though, as I mentioned, a lot of these trying to get back into positive territory. So we'll keep watching some of the tech group. Russell, the small cap, in positive territory and then some. 0.6% here in Toronto. The TSX just positive. BOVESPA down in Brazil. Still struggling as well on a Friday, 0.3, 0.4% to the downside. Speaking of IPOs, there was a rather large one here in Toronto yesterday. This NuVi payment processor, direct competition to Shopify's platform, NVEI in Toronto. It gapped significantly higher this morning, but they sold it off immediately, similar to what happened on the IPO yesterday. Big move to the downside. But NVEI, an interesting one to have a look at trading here on the TSX. Kinross mentioned gold stocks are in play a little bit today, definitely strong, but as we talked about, fading back to the downside for some of the gold names so far today. One more to get to the banks, definitely weak on this side of the spectrum, down about 0.5% for RY here in Toronto, 96.5, down to 96, trying to hold the very bottom right now for RY, guys. Back over to you.
All right, we switched it and I went long there on that break of Facebook. So let's make it all back right now. How does that sound, guys? A nice little long here on Facebook to go now. So we switched it up there. We went long on that break. And yeah, hallelujah. Boom! Nice little win here on the reverse long. Sorry about the short, guys. And again, that's something that we just have the ability to change up our opinions and boom, a nice little 70-cent win here on Facebook, and it just keeps on making that move to the high side. Good thing we got out of that CCL, though, down here at the low end of it. Big trade on CCL, man, but even bigger now on Facebook as we continue to go. Long 257.82. The NASDAQ, yes, the NASDAQ, we told you guys when we were looking at this, I was even talking a little bit with Gus there, talking to myself, but using him as an example, that Facebook was strong heading into that weak NASDAQ number, and boom, it just rips upside here on a little bit of a market move. Facebook reacting so positively to it, up 1.6%. Just to show you something, let's see what Microsoft is up right now. There we go. So we picked a strong stock. Microsoft not moving nearly as much as Facebook, but what a great hallelujah, we keep saying, but what a mover here on Facebook. Short, captured some profits, got blown out the top there, and regained some of that on this momentum move upside.
Yeah, you might see me over here in Sorrento, like up 10, 15 cents. Just going to the higher time frame so you can see what this trade is about here. I roll back into shares after getting that accidental trigger out. I did get my price. 902, I was willing to add if it got up to 920. It never happened. I'll take some out in front of low of day. So first target is actually going to end up being in like the 30 to 40 penny range. If it breaks that bottom, I talked about this level here. If you go back to like a couple of sessions ago, this 780, 790 to 80 even area, that's the ultimate target here in SRNE. I'm still hanging on to Beyond Meat. I do have some of this position. I've taken out what I will at this point. No need to reload into it. Once again, just giving you a bit of a bigger look here. If we can end up holding this range here, this is what we gave the breakout in the afternoon. It was at 153.50 to 70 area. If it holds that, Hopefully, it can take out this little bottom here. My target would be the bottom end of that range. I think that's a different trade, a 148 break. So looking for 450 on the last little bit of this Beyond Meat trade. So far, it's been so good on that name. I want to get you guys back to Snowflake. Obviously, look, it is what it is. We already saw that come and go on that 220 bounce. It does feel like it wants to retest it here. I'm willing to take that short, like I said, only for a scalp trade on the event that it breaks 220. 215 was hard support yesterday, so you do watch out there. And another thing, this is the spread. It was 50 cents a second ago. It's 75 cents to $1 at times. I don't know, because it's 220 into 215, I'm not going to cross down a full dollar. If I can't catch it at a reasonable price on a breakdown, I don't necessarily want it, knowing there could be limited upside there. So if you think it's going to 200, you don't really care. But if you're just taking a quick scalp in and out, price can kind of matter when you're doing that type of a trade on Snowflake.
Yep, good analysis there for sure. Snowflake, a big one, and PayPal, a big one as well. We'll take that in a second here. Facebook, though, a lot of executions already on this one. I said it was tough. And again, if anybody was short there, I gave you where my out was going to be, 257.40. Unfortunately, the move just happens too much. We actually get 257.80 there. So not a great fill. I'm wondering if my order just didn't go out there and I punched into this one. But we gave you that trade, 257.40. So that should have put you about flat. And then bang to the upside. What a big trade that's been for me. Apple, 110.50 here, backside here. I do like that trade. Maybe 110. This is the VWAP here on a 3-minute, though. It's a little slightly different. Let me call it up for you. And again, it may be being affected. Yeah, there it is. 110.15, 110.20. But what I'm looking at is basically getting over here, 110.50 from yesterday. So 110.50 from yesterday on Apple is going to be a go spot for me. Brendan, give us another name to look at.
Cardiff Oncology had an enormous move yesterday, to say the least, in the afternoon. They presented some data. This started about 12:30 in the afternoon. They presented some data at a conference regarding one of their potential treatments on the oncology side of things. This thing went from 7:40 to 11:40 throughout the afternoon, and then all the way back down. So just popping up here on a volume scanner again, through $9 for CRDF, guys.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. But watch out for Cassava Sciences taking out, or attempting to take out, the top one more time here. Just gonna show you on the daily chart. You go back, it's already a 9 break. The next level up, and we talked about this, 1020. In the event that it gets through the high, that will be the next target to the upside. So watch out. I'm all done with Cassava to the short, unless we fail through 940. I think it could be a potential breakout in Cassava Sciences. Thankfully, I mean, every now and then you're gonna get what is, I don't go Mortal Kombat because that's the game I like there. A flawless out at the bottom. Getting bottom wick is some luck to it. Let's be honest about that. I did get out some at the bottom at 840, but I did try it getting back in at 9. So my last short, I've had multiple shorts this morning, was a losing trade. And that's going to happen to you when you want to stay net short in a name. 940 potential breakout here. I would scalp that trade to the long side. I wouldn't want to be trying to hold it. After that, like I said, 1020 the next level. SRNE works in the money for me. 10, 15 cents at a time, but that's not what I'm looking for in that trade. It's got to be a bit more than that. I do have my order locked and loaded to go on Snow, but I want to go back to what has been so far a snooze fest. That's Oracle. Now, keep in mind, news could drop at any moment. One of the ways you can sort of play that is to have bracket orders in case there is any kind of a bounce to the upside on volume. That would have worked yesterday. So I kind of like the notion of having like a 630 breakout, and then maybe if it takes out the bottom here at 59.50, it goes sideways. Any kind of a move on Snap News, you could get in and then hopefully benefit from that move. But you have to have quick hands if you get that position on any kind of news.
Yeah, and quick hands, let's see if we can get Snowflake through 228. That's where VWAP is. And look, I mean, it's not that I'm bullish on this name. I just think if we can break through VWAP, we probably get back here to 233 and change. The out will be whatever down here is at the time, 225 or so. So if we can get that, great. We did get out a little bit here of our Facebook to the upside. Is this okay if I might sign it? There we go. Move it up there a little bit for you. We did get out of Facebook a little bit. Now we're just holding that 10% left, looking to see if it can go to the upside now. That is Facebook. And we're out of our CCL. CCL, one of our top stocks today as well. Look at this. I told you in the pre-market, if we rewind it, that I'd take out the big stick if this did happen. And that's what we did do. So 80s there. We had to absorb it, man. It almost got close to cracking us, but nice move downside there. Give it, Brad.
Another angle to this TikTok Oracle story, guys. Obviously, Fastly had a huge move down on the initial news in the pre-market this morning. Held 79. We're all the way back to 83, which was basically where it ended the day yesterday. But another one very, very volatile because of this story, guys.
Still worried about Apple here, and by worried, I mean worried that I'm going to get in here and maybe don't want it. So I don't know. I'm just debating this 110.50. Apple's just not moving that much right here, so I'm actually thinking it might be better just to take a little bit of a tester through 110. That way, if it does resist it up at 110.50 and we're right, we can at least have a little bit of a winner rather than punching the ultimate long here. So let's start taking a little bit of a long right now in Apple and see if the rhetoric of the day continues, where we generally start going up and then fading back through at about 11 o'clock or so. So we got about an hour for that, and then lunchtime will happen, and then everyone will be sitting on their hands most likely until witching at the end of the day. Neil, I did want to make an announcement today. We are going to celebrate a few of the traders that have had success on our floor. So we've already got the social distance plan. We've booked a patio, and here in Toronto you can have, I think it's 25 people outdoors. It's well spaced out, and that's going to happen tonight. A few pops coming for some of the traders. So I want to say a big congratulations if any of you guys are watching that. Congratulations to making that first step here at Day Trade the World. So a big shout out to some of those guys.
Absolutely, and it's a little nippy, but we're going to do our best to celebrate. It's like graduation when trainee traders have become full-time traders here on the floor. We have a bit of a party for them. A couple of things happening here. The Tesla bounced off that 438 level that we talked about when we went over this in the morning. If it does break down through there, I think there's a nice breakdown trade. If the futures roll over, I'd watch out for either that break or potentially you could catch early at 440. I'm waiting for 438. That was the price identified a little bit earlier. Kodak bouncing off the low. So that 11 break continues to elude me here. Let's see if it can't get back up to that 12 even top, which I love very much. That's our only good trade was off that 12 even top on Kodak. So I'm trying to be patient and wait for that price. It's already 10-10, guys. That means you got to get to that big screen. Brendan's got some upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at so far this morning. Upgrades on this side, downgrades over there. Stitch Fix, I wanted to mention, nice move initially, but right back into negative territory. SFIX moving to the downside. Nike on an upgrade, not doing a heck of a lot either. Initial move down, we're kind of right back to where we started. I'll show you that in a second. On that side, we talked about Beyond Meat, a couple of downgrades on that one. MIRT as well, another one to have a look at on the downgrade side of things. Here's Nike. Yeah, a big flush at the open, but we're right back to where we started. 117.5, definitely in positive territory versus where it closed yesterday. A couple of upgrades on Nike, worth having a look if you're looking for something to the long side. Beyond Meat, the big one though. Yeah, we were talking about how this was kind of not really doing anything in the pre-market, volume a little on the low side. Tried to test higher here, 153. Corresponds with these kind of levels from yesterday afternoon, right back down to basically session lows here on Beyond Meat on a downgrade, guys.
Yeah, it's still hanging on to some of that Beyond Meat for myself here. That 150 is holding, so we've already taken out what we will. It's going to be my top stock of the day, and talked about why you wanted to use a witching to your advantage for a bit of a pop up. Now, I thought there'd be a pop up here, maybe a little bit further in Kodak. It just tried to get through that 1050. I was looking for another test and willing to accept that it might be lower than 12 even to jump back into the short. That just hasn't really materialized yet for me. So look, I'm still watching for that little break of the bottom. Maybe it takes out 11 again, but the problem is look at every defense here, 90, 80, pre-market at 1050. 1050, of course, that price from yesterday. But I'll give you one more, and Sorrento might take me out here through the top. I got into the short, very similar structure to Beyond Meat. And it might take the top off on me here. So one of these shorts might not work out, and it looks like it's going to be SRNE, last entry point right here in front of the top. This is the time frame that I'm going off of here. So if we cannot hold this level, I'm just going to take it out. There could be another test higher at like 965, but this short I'm not giving any further than this, guys. Doug and us and SRNE. This could be the first negative stock of the day. We're fortunate to get a second entry to make our money back in Kodak. Let's see if Sorrento gives us a second chance.
Yeah, you're talking about 950, right? I guess. Is that your level of getting out?
No, 935 is mine. I think
955. Okay.
If it breaks 35, I think you could give it a bit more. But I like 965. I would take that test as a separate trade.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not in it yet, but just wanted to see what Neil was thinking there. Okay. And I just went and got a refill of some Agua. So there it is. Hydration Nation, what's up? I have to, the wife was like, man, you keep forgetting your water bottle. I'm like, yeah, what am I even doing here? So we'll just keep on pounding these back. So we got a little refill there. But look at Facebook now coming back to the downside. So I'm completely out of everything. The only thing we're waiting for now is SNOW. Let's wait to see if Snowflake, yeah, see, it's going the other way. I was still getting a little eager to go at 228, but it doesn't look like, this is the same thing that happened yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. Look at this base. It's exact. It literally looks exactly the same. And look what happened here, and look when it happened, 2 o'clock. You finally broke out of that level, and then you ripped up. Let's use this for reference right now. So 225, the move basically goes to 228 and change. That's about $3, which is exactly what I called right here. If we can break 228, I think we can get up here to 232, 231-ish. That's that same $3, Brendan.
Just checking on Inovio Pharmaceuticals here, not really seeing a heck of a lot, but look at this move from the bottom here, $15 2-day highs on huge volume as well. So big move up here after a decent short opportunity in the pre-market and after the open there for INO, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
just got flushed, and I'm going to go with, I don't know,
Look at INO.
I say flushed, I got to hit the flush for you guys, but just got flushed out of SRNE. He just took the top off, then immediately got triggered in as a pick started to roll over. Of course, another SPAC. A name here, I was talking about breakout maybe long at 1310, but using the opening range top to maybe build into something around this little consolidation. I just got 1237 on entry price. I'd like to maybe take a little bit more if it goes sideways, and then just see if you can test the bottom here. So another one of these SPACs. Kodak, again, trying to test higher to that 1150. It's 12 even that I like, guys. It's 12 even that I'm going to try and stay near and dear to. But also watching Penn. Penn makes a bit of a hold off of 72.40-ish. Just sort of worth noting, if you look, the support yesterday in the afternoon was at 71.40, so like $1 below this current price. That's where I would like it a little bit better if it gave you a dip buy, maybe $1 deeper than this, but you don't always get what you wish for. There was some kind of a hold and chop around this same 72.30 price. Either way, if I took something off a bounce here at 72.30, wouldn't be as big or willing to give it as much room as if I took it off of a yesterday afternoon's low. Either way, I am going to get involved in a Penn dip buy. Likely first stop at 72.50.
Yeah, we're here on
if that
DraftKings
breaks, we're taking 71.60,
well,
guys.
Okay, we already, just hold on a second. DraftKings, we just got into that one, and I just wanted to talk about it because Neil was just talking about Penn. So DraftKings does take out the high there. What's up, Brendan?
There was a little bit of a headline here, guys. Looks like some positive COVID-related news for INO. If you're watching that Inovio, it looks like they are going to move ahead with their next stage of their trial for their vaccine. So that might be the reason we're seeing that big pop in Inovio, guys.
Okay, guys. Yeah, Inovio, I know Brendan's been on that name, Neil as well, I think. I haven't looked, but DraftKings right there. And we use the momentum, and this is part of the thing that we have the ability to do here at Day Trade the World. Make sure you sign up. If you're interested in a prop firm, look at daytradetheworld.com. 54.75. We take it out for about 20 cents or so on the upside. Our best out there is 83 or so. And what are we long at? 66. So about 15 pennies there out of half or so of our DraftKings on the momentum to the upside. Like I said to Dennis there, not sure if the Penn thing is going to continue forward, the momentum that is, but DraftKings seems to like it. Big night last night for football. The ratings are still huge, even though that game was like Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Like, no offense.
Not exactly a big draw.
For fantasy, it was great. We talked about Chubb, and I have Odell Beckham as well, who started good and then, I don't know, went to sleep in the second half, I guess. But DraftKings right now making moves to the upside. Obviously, big weekend of sports ahead. We have the U.S. Open, Brendan. We're all over that. We were talking about that after. Neil is not so much into golf because he was into golf about like 15 years ago, right? And some of those names have fallen off. So
this is. You guys were talking about a golf pool, and I was like, I don't know, is Adam Scott still any good? I'm like,
yeah, you're like VJ.
Last time I was in a pool, he was actually a beast. I got to be honest with you.
Adam Scott, I think, is still pretty decent, but not VJ Singh.
Sorry, I want to get to Inovio here because Brendan talked about this popper. You got to move to the upside, so we got to cover this one. If you guys are long, I'm not. I'm looking for where we could roll over. First things first, guys. Go into yesterday's action. We're not even close to yesterday's top at 18, or like $1.20 away. But there was this little turnaround point here, 16.90 to 17, which is exactly where the top of this move has ended up, 16.90. So a roll over here, yeah, it gives you one shot at a short. I did already take PIC, that new SPAC on a short trade. And then also going to be getting, still holding that Beyond Meat, of course, and trying to get that snowflake if it ever breaks that 220. But I'm now looking at INO trying to roll over here off of not yesterday's high, but a significant level, 17 even on INO.
Yeah, if you want to know what a SPAC is, you could definitely check out our Market Wisdom page. And we do have, I just heard the Randster back there asking about what was a SPAC. So you can go on to, I don't know who said that, but someone posted in our chat there, Randy, the Randster. So yeah, go to our Market Wisdom page and YouTube. And Valeria will drop that link to you. We do have a bunch of educations, including all three of our journeys up there for trading. And I know there's some requests for Valeria's journey, so maybe we'll get that up there soon. Won't be so much for trading, but maybe on the education side of trading as well. Valeria does put some trades on, so that could be good. We are ready for, I think you said Valeria. Brendan, what's up, bud?
INO, guys, still watching this. Yeah, very, very volatile. As far as the next kind of stage to the upside, watch 19 and then 19.5, which is the bottom end of about a month or so ago where support was. So INO looks to be on that news. They're going to move ahead with the next stage of their COVID vaccine trial. Speaking of Valeria, she is watching what is happening over in Europe land. What's up, V?
Hey Brandon, travel stocks in Europe are under pressure. British Airways parent IAG is down more than 11%. Back to you.
Yeah, some of the discount airlines I noticed as well. EasyJet, big down day today as well. Guys, back over to you.
So got first entry here into Penn on this little dip, and I talked about taking a couple of shots here. First one in front of current low. The second, which I probably like a little bit better. I did mention why. About $1 lower than this at 71.30. So I'll give this one to the bottom of the day. It's not a heck of a lot of room, but it's the first dip buy that we're going to put on. Kodak, again, I'm trying to be very, very patient, but it makes a bit of a turn shy of that 12 even mark. So first long in all day, I guess, here in Penn for me. We'll see if we can get back to that 74 area. That'll give me like $1 scalp trade. Otherwise, let's see if it has to hold that little low of the day so far this morning.
Yeah, so we just went short Kodak here. And again, I don't know. Look at this. We were yesterday again. I keep talking about, I feel like these are like old times, you know, when you take your kids back to where you grew up. You're like, hey, I remember this building. But yesterday afternoon, again, the three of us sat here in amazement and watched Kodak absolutely blow up from $9.50 basically at 3:30 all the way to 11.70. That's like a 30% move or so on Kodak there. Well, I guess if you take it from 9 to 12, 30% move up there on Kodak. So, yeah, we're going to short that right now, but you can see it's getting some heat behind it again. So we re-shorted Kodak, not huge. I am going to use this top. I just don't think we blow it again, and that's going to be 12. So watch out. I think the high may be in on the day, but you know, if you made that call yesterday, you would have been hella wrong. So let's wait to see if Kodak top is in there. I mean, look, they got $750 million worth of a loan, and we can look it up. Maybe we have it in a minute. We'll look up what the market cap is right now of Kodak. Even at 11 seems quite high. So let's see if Kodak can come back to the downside here. And again, it's just so choppy. This was obviously horrible. We took out the bottom and we lost 30 cents. We'll see if we can make that 30 cents back and then more. So I'm looking for about an 11.15 or so handle on this one to see if it can make its way to the downside. So that'll be about another 30, 40 cents from here, guys.
Yeah, not going to get too far away from a name. I know people are watching here, Tesla, but I'm watching for 437.50 is that little bottom here. 438.38 was the level. You can round all you want there. Usually use the bottom of the wick for a breakdown trade. The market is rebounding, so I don't know that it's going to come in anytime soon, but that's the level that I like. A 450, we talked about this earlier. A sustained move above 450 has like a 460 to 461 area right above it, so it's more of a scalp trade. To that upside, Kodak, oh my God, just keeps on rolling over without getting to where I want it to get to. So there's another turn. I'm trying to stay away from this until we actually get a test of 12 even. I still have a stop order up there. But one last thing I need to show you guys here. You're going to see I do have a short in PIC. That's our newest SPAC of the day. This is what's standing in front of me here. 85,000 share order on the bid at 12.30. That wasn't there when I went short, obviously. I probably wouldn't have shorted going right in front of that sort of a level. This gets taken out. Obviously, that's going to be good for me. But either way, my stop is going to be the opening range top here. If it goes past, I'll have to give it up. I did think there was going to be a retest of then 12 and then the low of the day. A bit of a buyer stepping up to this little bid on PIC. It's going to have to get out if I'm going to have a winning trade. 10.20, guys. Let's get our small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's have a look at a few that were moving around. Lots of them this morning. It's been a fairly quiet week in small cap land, but Inovio, we mentioned in the pre-market, kind of grinding to the upside. Really no significant news until this happened that we were just talking about, that they're going to resume or go to the next stage with their vaccine trials. So big move up a couple of days ago, we mentioned, versus these levels, 19 and a half. So 16 to 16.20, very obvious level from yesterday. Just working off of that in the pre-market here, 16 down to 15, 14.80 even ended up holding, depending on where you worked out of that. So a nice look on INO. Yeah, Kodak, I mean, I just took the break of this consolidation, 11.80 down to 10.80. We're right back into that kind of choppy range, though, for Kodak. So that might have been the move as far as Kodak's concerned. This one's been tough. Very, very strong today with really no significant reason. We talked about the Alzheimer's trial data that came out a couple of days ago. If you look at the daily chart, it was up huge. We traded it that day as well. So no significant catalyst here. 930 was this top. Did give you a very, very quick short. Stopped at a sum. Back involved in this thing. But I'm just going to use 960 now as my level. If you go back to that initial move higher on the Alzheimer's news, there was a level at 960. Another little one here. IMMP was up on some positive news this morning as well. $2 was the top. We're down to 180. Not a huge trade, but fairly straightforward. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, and
so I got to do a floss off on this one, but I actually had to, guys, I had to look at my watch list to get the actual name of PIC here. Of course, look, Pivotal Investment Corporation 2. This is not the first back. This is their second. So look, it's up 15%. It's just a little bit of a rollover trade. Now that buyer that I talked about at 12:30 just got broken. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to use that momentum to get out. I just took some shares off at 12:18. Sorry, 70. 12.18? No, 12.19 actually. So 20-cent win approximately on the first little bit here. I'm going to hang on. Next leg down 12 even. Then the low of the day, that's 11.70. If 12 even breaks, I would move my stop over to break even. That's just the way I like to play these. But now that buyer is gone, shouldn't be anything in the way of this retracement. This stock was at 10.60 yesterday. Of course, a new deal with the SPAC guys. But either way, I like this short side trade. We'll see if we can't run this one down. Penn is my only long. It's only in the money about 20 cents. I'm looking a little bit more than that. I mean, come on. I think Penn Gaming can give me a test of that 74.80 to get some out. Breaks VWAP into 75. Those are the targets. We'll give it to the low of the day. Let's get going, Penn, and let's get going down Beyond Meat, because we're testing 149 and 148 is where I want my exit.
And those of you that are part of the show know that that's generally something I hit when we have a new position on a name that we maybe have not talked about. That's sort of the thing I'm going to be doing from now on, and that is 98.30 here, long on JP Morgan. Just going to see if this market can come backside there. We do have an out of 98, but I'm not going to give this one anywhere lower than 98.20. So this is like a quick scalp, and right away we're reining in the money here. A nice little 15-cent win already on JP Morgan. So yeah, bring it to me, baby. Let's go, Brendan.
NanoX Imaging, guys, we talked about this one over the past week or so. This is the one that Citron came out and said, yeah, not believing the story they were selling. 64 was the top. We got all the way back to 28. Just coming back in on some volume lists this morning. So we're back above this 31 high, trying to hold 31 right now for NNOX, guys.
All right, hot dogs there for everybody. As JP Morgan, yes, sir, we hit the siren, we alert you of the position, and now JP Morgan going back now, breaking day's high right here. I was not expecting this fast of a move, to be honest with you, especially with the futures going downside. Has something happened, Brendan, with the banks? This doesn't really make too much sense. NASDAQ coming down, but bank, JP Morgan just took off. I mean, it breaks basically the range there for the day. Not sure. I guess it's not news related. Just the momentum is here. I'm just very surprised banks making this move.
I mean, there are those stress tests. I mean, they're doing the stress test again. No, but they're doing another round of stress testing, and I think I thought I read it was by the end of the month they're going to make a decision on whether they extend that pause on buybacks for the bank. So I don't know. Like maybe there was an update there. I'm not entirely sure. That was an old headline from this morning.
It's all good. It's all good.
Beyond Meat continuing to roll over. Finally broke 149 and trying valiantly to retest this bottom here. This turquoise line. I actually have an order down in front of that low. So Beyond Meat's been a fantastic short. Got the last little bit on here, and we're trying to get that bigger move into the low of the day. However, this is at that point where 149 breaks. I got to put a trail in here, guys. I got to lock in 250 worth of profit. If it goes back above 150, I will take the rest of this out. Here comes Kodak finally testing. It looks like that 12 even. So that's that key price, guys. I'll try to dig into one more short. And if that breaks, we'll reluctantly take a breakout long.
Yeah, exactly. We're still in that Kodak. We also have that as well. So let's wait to see here. Okay, come on, it's not near 12 yet. We just took a little bit more there, short at 68. I was wondering, I was like, if it's near 12, I'd be hella in a loser. But yeah, right now, going to come back upside. It is making moves. I don't know, man. This name is just crazy. Oh, I did want to give a shout out to JP Morgan increasing monthly merger and acquisition volume. Okay, that's good. I forget who it was, but one of our viewers there, and I started to bring it up. I asked for market cap, and you gave it to us right away, about 900 million or so on Kodak. So $750 million loan. I just don't know what this means for Kodak, so I do apologize. I just think it's price action that's moving the stock, nothing fundamental, and that's why I'm worried about it. And I think both of us are worried that it gets taken out at 12. You saw what happened yesterday afternoon when the short gets squeezed, and that happened. But JP Morgan, guys, it's falling money time down here. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now, and it's 10:30s. That's a good spot for us. DraftKings continues to go up as well, and now JP Morgan making nice moves. We're almost out of everything here on JP, so was not expecting this move, and that's why we take this out. A nice little 30-cent win here on the best of breed bank stock right now. If you're going to get your money into something, I do like JP Morgan here. If you're a little worried about the tech sector right here, put your money in this bank right now. That's the call. Watch JP Morgan, 98.60. Love this price. If you can get your money in right now, pull it out of something and put it into JP Morgan here, guys.
I don't know, man. I feel like that JT Marlin's a better name than JP Morgan. And nobody came up with that one, so I feel like you guys, are you real traders if you don't know who JT Marlin is? But you should know who about Snow. And if you haven't heard about this IPO, I don't know where you've been all week. There's that break at 220. Oddly enough, actually gave me 219.75 on the break. Like I said, 215 is going to be some support. It doesn't look like it's flushing, to the depths of the earth here. Like Beyond Meat is heading towards the bottom. But we're now finally into this short. Obviously, it was a good bounce the first time. Wasn't playing along the second time. Brandon, what do you got?
Neil's encyclopedia knowledge of movies never ceases to amaze. I had to Google JT Marlin to remember who that is.
Come on, Brandon.
Come on, LAC, guys. We mentioned this about a week or so ago. Big move up for LAC again today. This is a lithium company. So we had day one at 7. We're up to 10.50 now on huge volume. Again, lithium obviously in high demand with the EV space, guys.
Regular people know Vin Diesel from like the Fast and Furious movies, or maybe like a couple of other things he's done. Traders know him from Boiler Room, which is, obviously, that's not an accurate description of trading these days, but fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on that like must-watch list for all traders, along with Rogue Trader.
Not, Neil.
Rogue Trader, and if you've never seen Rogue Trader and you want to talk about getting past like averaging in or FOMO or any of these other problems you might have, not knowing when to take a loss. That is quite possibly, and it's based on a true story. Fantastic movie, Nick Leeson, who does like motivational speaking now, but the guy literally took down the oldest bank in England single-handedly with one trade. I want to get back to INO for a quick second here. Yeah, so always, first thing you should do when you're in preparation, when you want to short, make sure you've got some locates here. I was slow to the punch. I talked about maybe taking a shot off of 17. It's already given that trade, and I've already missed it, guys. So I have to back away from it. There's still a potential breakout through that 17 mark. Didn't get the locates fast enough, and that's entirely on me. It did already come back to the pre-breakout price in the morning, so that trade is come and gone, 50 to 60 cents there. If you got it, fantastic. You risk maybe 15 cents to make 50 to 70, maybe even a little bit more than that. Now looking for a 17 break into the levels Brendan mentioned, up around that 19 area, guys. So watch out for a 17 break to the upside on INO.
Okay, I know. Yeah, we're also looking at that Kodak break to the upside as well. And here goes JP Morgan. Look at this, man. We just took it out again here at 70. Now we hold that little small spot. And what a great trade that was for us there. JP Morgan, not JT Marlin. We did average into Snow here. 220 took that. Yeah. Took it also right now at 219.30. Let's watch Snowflake break the bottom here. And this is what we're talking about. It already took out 220, which was the all-time low. And now we're going to...
Sean, I have a master plan here. I was about to ask Valeria how we're doing in the legs. But you guys are going to like this picture, right? And I'm dating myself for sure. And if you can't figure out why when we're both short in snow, I'm showing you this picture.
That picture makes me want to go long, though.
Very good point. Very good point. But I was trying to get to something here. Valeria, obviously it's been a fun Friday, and snow's in the money now, only $1. But I got to know, because we're an hour into the market, an hour and a half into the show, have we hit that target? I like to get to 2K, so I need us to be getting close to that 1,000 mark on the likes. Where are we at?
Well, Neil, I'm happy you asked, because we need traders' support as never. We passed 10:30 a.m. and not even 1,000 likes. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So sad. Please give us a like.
See that? So by the way, just so you know, my daughter does that, and it's like, Daddy, I want to sit in your lap for dinner. Done. Daddy, I want a treat. Done. So I got to get a little bit better on that game. Sometimes I'll put that strong face on, but she wins most of the time. So that's how it is, guys. But give those likes. Make Valeria happy. Make Sean happy and know who we're talking about in that picture. Snow is working to the downside. No, that doesn't make me want to go long. But there's no informers here. There's just a 215 area, which is, and I apologize for this wick, it did not trade at $28 in the first day. This is the level that we're looking at, 215. Yesterday's bottom. I think for sure I would definitely try to take some out, if not all of it, in front of it. That's almost probably a better break. That was the short I was trying to have it go through last time. I forgot to update you guys. I am back into Kodak. So the short party and Kodak continues. I am 1 for 2 on this name, and quite frankly, I think I was lucky to grab this short here in front of 12 even. A lot of times I'll get a blowout in the first trade and then walk away from shorting it. Back in here at 1160, I needed to break this 1130-ish mark before I would take out the other half of this position. I would probably get half out in front of it. The other half, I'm holding out hope that it tests down around 11 one more time. So let's see what happens here in Kodak. Maybe the third time's the charm.
Yes, we do have our big guest of the day today, and we're going to spoil it for you. Miss Elizabeth Miller coming on. I just see some talk from her here, or Roki one on the chat here about this. I think Snow is a motivational speaker now. Probably is. Why
Really?
not? Some love there for Snow. I'm glad everyone likes that Canadian, right? As we go, I believe. Anyways, okay. We'll keep watching Snowflake to the downside here. I'm going to average in a little bit. The out's going to be up here at 223. We did have this move into the money for us, like Neil said, about $1.50 down there. Well, depending on what your price is, 218.60, I guess, was the low. But now it's making moves back to the upside as the NASDAQ keeps cracking lower, though. So watch out here. Kodak, we still got it. I'm willing to bid right here at VWAP. Just as we say it, money keeps coming through, and the man that gives us the man with the plan here. There goes Kodak to the downside. Brendan, give us something else we can make some money on.
Another one that's having a bit of a quiet week here, Mattel, toy maker Mattel. 3 days in a row to the upside here. We went from 11 to 12 here, but overall, the volume not terribly impressive today. Just trying to take out this 12 early on, got rejected. So a bit of a pullback here for Mattel, but nicely strong as well, guys.
Yeah, and as you said it, there are a couple of names moving to the downside. I did get out of some of that pen in front of 74, so while all that was happening, did take a 70-cent win on the first half. I will not reload the way this market is coming down. Kodak in the money, obviously, as that market is absolutely flushing in, so no reload on pen for me. I'm actually going to move my stop up in the midst of this move, 72.75 from the low of the day.
Yeah, we're just going to point this out, some of our shorts here on Kodak, and then the mistake short at the bottom down there as well, and we'll put that out for you guys. Okay, Kodak right now, 11.20, 11.25, just crashing down. Our best out there was 23. We'll wait to see if we can't make some more money on that position, as the market's not really cratering, but what we're talking about there was NASDAQ. If you look at the NQ again, I said there's a little bit of a rotation out of some of those names, and put your money into JP Morgan, yeah, that would have been paying off for you nicely here. JP Morgan still, man, market going down. This stock sticking high side, so $98. Get your value out right now for JP Morgan. So big trade for us. We are right near that 50-period moving average, and about as steady as it goes. The best bank around, JP Morgan, and yeah, if you can't tell, I'm long JP Morgan. Watch out though, the bottom on Kodak. I got to take a little more out. I do think we retest 11, but it's just bouncing around a little bit too much here, and I have a decent position, so I'm going to take some more out here on Kodak, guys.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you. I just got out of some shares on Kodak myself, but I do need to get over to PIC. I don't want to leave that lonely little SPAC pivotal investment. And look, Probably the only way most of you are going to know what this is because it was on our watch list this morning. I didn't know who they were yesterday. Nobody knows everything in the markets, guys. But look, XL Fleet, commercial electrification solutions leader. I actually had to read that off the list here. So another one of these high-flying SPACs. You announced the deal acquisition, whatever you want to call it, bouncing through what is the breakout price down here at 1050. And again, just sort of playing a retracement, sort of a sell the news idea here. Once it gives me a failure at the open, I now have a range that I like because it was nothing to the upside previously, as you saw in the daily chart. Now that gave me like 1270 here. Once it retests and failed, then I look to roll into that short off of that high. We're working towards that low of the day. I've taken 2/3 off for profit. So it's a couple of things here. Now, it either breaks 1170, bounces shy, and if it bounces off it, I'll probably trail it out for only about a 50-cent win, or stop is now at break even. So that's the structure of the trade for me on PIC, Pivotal Investment Corporation 2. Brendan, what do you got?
There was positive news on this one back on Monday, if you remember. EVGN, we mentioned, I think it was this day, had a decent move to the upside. Again today, 25% higher for Evogene, biotech firm. Guys, just took the day highs on decent volume. So a nice move for EVGN.
Okay, we got back a good name there. I'm just going to go back to a big cap, and that's Apple. We did get some longs there. I did see some stock on the chat there, 108.50, a nice little spot. Like I said, the NASDAQ is falling here, so if we can catch a little bit of a bid on it, I think this will be a good spot for Apple. We are long Apple. We're short Snow. That just went down right again. I don't know if you took any off there, Neil, but it's probably prudent to do so. I did not. That's that one. JP Morgan still moving. DraftKings. So we've got 3 longs right now and 2 shorts. You can see it on the board. Here goes Apple. I do have an order to get out here in the 90s for a nice little 20-cent win to go on Apple. I don't know if it comes upside. I want to hold more. Boom, let's go. Oh, it didn't hit me. There it goes. Now it hits me there at 97. So a nice little 20, 30-cent win now on Apple. We'll see if I get some more out on the high side once again here. Apple, a good little spike to the downside there. Able to get in. See, there it comes right back down. So good out at 109. We talked about that would be quick. Watch out. This market is falling here, guys.
Yeah, and like I said, I've tightened up my stop in pen. You're seeing it get range bound at the bottom. I think, look, if I get trailed, if I get stopped out here just below break even off the low of the day, it'll be a strong enough hold that maybe there's a move on a breakout a little bit later on. So I'm willing to run that risk of some regret, but not too much, guys. Either way, I want to go back over to this Kodak trade. I took some out as well, Sean, so I'm sort of with you there. I took some out at 11:30. I'm willing to take some out in front of 11. Actually, I'll probably go ahead and take it all out in front of 11 because I think a break of the low is probably its own trade. It could get sideways. We talked about this sort of risk on a Friday, witching. You might get some sideways action. And at that point, start getting into that 11 o'clock hour. No one ever went broke taking profits, guys. So, as much as I know you want to try to hit a home run, and I do want to hit a home run here in Kodak, I will take the rest off if I get a test of 11 even. It's already 10:40. That means sector watch time. Let's go to the big screen for Brendan.
All right, let's have a look at the S&P 500, guys. We'll see what is driving the ship today. Overall muted action, I think, as we said, ahead of the rebalancing coming at the end of the day. Volume already decreasing. We are negative, but just ever so slightly, 0.23%. Tough to see up there on the screen, but 0.23%, take my word on it, to the downside. This group standing out as weak today. Real estate stocks, the entire sector in negative territory. PEK, KIM, and AIV all down more than 2% on the session. So have a look at some of the little real estate stocks. Utilities also in negative territory. Outside of AES there, 2.5% to the upside. Everything else basically in the red. We also have consumer discretionary stocks providing most of the negativity for the market today. This is where you're going to find some of the travel names in here, the cruise lines, NCLH, RCL, and CCL there. There's Expedia and Booking.com as well. Also big in the travel space, obviously down 2% each. Under Armour, 1.8%, 1.4%, depending on whether you trade the A shares or the regular ones. To the downside, Newell and VFC, some of the apparel makers coming under pressure. So consumer discretionary stocks very weak. We have industrial shares in positive territory, but ever so slightly because of some of the transportation names here. UAL, AAL, both negative. UPS, however, offsetting that, 1.2% to the upside. FedEx, yeah, there's FedEx. Was higher, but now just 0.9% for FedEx. Positive news earlier in the week. week. Alaskan Airline there as well. Love as well, 0.7%. So travel-related names, the big problem so far today. OTIS, DE, CARR, and FAST there, all 2% plus to the upside, leading the sector higher though. So industrials are higher. Overall, pretty mixed. Negative 0.2% for the S&P. Let's go back to Neil.
Yeah, it feels right when I look at my positions here. Flat on Penn, that's my long, and every short is in the money, at least so far. There is a long that I should have, and sort of talked about this, Cassava Sciences. I gave up my last short when it took like 925 and said 940 was the high. That's the potential breakout. It gave you the break. Gave you a retest, never went further than 5 pennies against you. Now continuing its move to $10. Just sort of, let me go to the daily chart because it's a little bit better to see here. This is the next level up. So, forget about $10. Well, not forget about $10, but watch out for like this 10.20. That was on the daily chart, the high back late April, not actually May. So if it does turn there, that's the next place I would look for a bit of a short. If that goes, you're definitely looking like a chance to extend this move in Cassava Sciences. So watch out if you are shorting it already. It's 10.20. That's the level that I'm watching heavily on it. Snow continues to bounce around at 220. I probably should have taken some profit when it was a couple of dollars in the money. I was looking for a little bit more than that. I might take half out as this is starting to go a little sideways on me here, guys. And you don't like sideways action. It's getting very, very choppy. That's a little bit nicer of a base than I would like to see happening in Snowflake to give it all the way back to like a 223 area. Might be worth it to take either half off on a clean break here, just $1 out, or take some of the bottom end of this range out and just trim the position a little bit, especially with the market trying to get off of that low as we speak.
Yeah, and that's why we're looking here, and we did hit a nice little win there on Apple. So, yeah, thank you for everybody there talking about Apple there. Good little out there, just 40, 50 cent win there on Apple. So good trade there. Snowflake, yeah, no friend of mine right now. We just take another bit of shares there. Let's see if it goes to 223 and change. It's so funny because I was like, hey, we might be in trouble when it's down here, bouncing off 218 numerous times. And unfortunately, didn't really listen to myself. Should have got out, and now we're invested even more on the short side here, as it looks like it's going to try to take that out now. 223 is my out on Snowflake. What's up, Brendan?
Just watching Moderna here, guys. They just updated their expectations as far as production for their COVID-19 vaccine. So they're talking about only about 500 million doses by the end of this year, and then between 500 million and a billion by the end of 2021. So getting a little bit of a pop on that news with some volume behind it for mRNA, guys.
I actually, I have to make I made a mistake. I don't know what happened there, but 223.90 or so we'll get out. We just did get out for some reason there on Snowflake a little bit early. So I did average back into the short. So a loss there on Snow, and now we're going to go back short on this name, still giving it to that 223 level.
I blame the picture. Because you put that picture up, I just got trailed out there, well, not trailed out, but I just got out there on Snow when it just broke to the upside, and you said maybe go long when you see the picture of Snow. So that's going to be a loser for me with my top stock yesterday. It's not going to be today. It'll be the second loss. We had Sorrento, which is a bit of a mess for me. Not a mess is going to be Kodak. So first trade stunk. Second trade, fantastic. Third trade, almost as good. Like I said, I will take it all out in front of that 11 even. It just got a bit of a buyer at 11.15. I saw that's close enough for me. So we'll quickly take off a 45-cent win on that last little trade. So Kodak starting to round into form here. All I got left is PIC, of course. All of these, almost everything I've traded, actually, maybe everything I've traded today has been on our watch list. And Pivotal Capital, that's a new SPAC. Starting to bounce to the upside. I got greedy. I was really hoping we'd get right down towards that 11.75. It bounced up, and I wasn't quite fast enough to get my shares out around this 11.90 range for what would have been a 50-cent win. So my stop is at break even for the last little third. It's either going to retest and give me something below 12 even, or break even on the last third. Pigs get slaughtered at times, and it feels like I got a little greedy with this one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And look at these outs here on Apple. Neil hit the Mortal Kombat. I'll hit the Street Fighter. I mean, look at it. I mean, we go long here and we're out. You can see we're completely flat now of Apple. And look at this market just continues to fall down. We're trying to pick our shorts, and we're trying to do a good job of that. But here goes Kodak right now, almost out of everything. But what a great short this has been. I know Neil and I have been talking about it, so we can move on. But that's been a good one. We are basically out of this JP Morgan now. But the futures are falling. going. So let's just empty our trade. There it is. We'll give a big cheer. JP Morgan, get out of that one. It's our last little bit, so no skin off our back. And what a great trade JPM was to the high side there for us. I mean, it goes right to one of my number one stocks of the day. Roku's probably way lower than we got out. Not really, actually. Roku, we shorted that early. Great, triple short there, averaged in with an out up here at 164, and that never even came really into play since we had the short. It does come right back here. Wish we would have identified that again as a top, but now it looks like Roku looking to take the bottom out here. And again, I just don't think on a Friday right now with the witching, I don't really want, especially going at 1047, I don't really want to start breaking lows here and punching the low. It's great if stocks can break the low, including this guy right now. We just got out again here of Snowflake. We take the double short. Now we'll wait to see if we get a retracement all the way back down. So we make back a little bit of what we lost there on Snowflake. Yes, here it comes back to the downside. Watch out for another 220 break. We'll probably put another bid there. We're short now at 223, so a good trade here on Snow. Too bad, Neil, that it had to break that high for us. I just was risking that it was a false breakout, and I actually had my price at the wrong level. I did like 223, but for some reason I got it at 222.50, so that actually allowed me to reload that short. So wow, it just touched 220 there.
Speaking of false breakouts, NNOX, which if you haven't read the short report, I mean, sometimes it's good to know. This one was kind of amusing. Came under pressure. I should probably show you a daily chart if you're not familiar. Oops, wrong way there. With this name, $70 to 28. So when you see it up 10%, all things with a grain of salt. Look, yesterday's action, it tried to get back up to like 33, failed hard after a huge move down, and went another $5. So back up to that 33 level, and hard turned shy of it. This level here at about 11 o'clock, it couldn't get past 32. So a couple of things you can do here, or at least that I can do anyways. First level, you can just take this short rollover, which I don't know that I want to give to the high, that 33 even area, because that's like 80 pennies higher than the high. I would probably take this short in the consolidation and use that 31.50 to 32 area as a bit of an out. I'd like to see it trade into that range. See what kind of a bid it has. I'll keep it up on a level 2 here. No hard stop on this first short. And again, it won't be digging in too deep. But when this thing goes down, you don't need a huge position because of how far it can fall, guys. So that's NNOX. I'll try to work into a little bit here. Spread's not as bad as I would have thought, only 10 cents here, guys. But NNOX, I'm going to see if I can get 31 to 31.50 on a short and then give it to the high, the current high, 32.30.
Yeah, and like Neil mentioned there, that was a big a report there. So on NNOX, you can definitely read that. Okay, a good out, a decent out. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bid down here at 220 like we just talked about it. So we'll watch. I thought Snowflake would probably fall there off that rejection. It does. We cashed in on half. Unfortunately, we will lose on our second half if we're still short. We're still $1 plus in the money right now. But I only wanted to give it back here, 223 and change. So that's going to be that. So we'll watch for Snowflake. Still in the money, no problem, but not the big winner that it was at one point when we were down here. And it wasn't even that big. That's the problem. It was about $1.50 in the money. Should have took it, but hindsight, that's what trading sometimes is all about. So what other names did we write down today? We wrote down NEO and haven't really looked at that all the way down here to 1936. We can have a look. I did talk about $20 as the top. And again, the next time I do that, I'm really going to have to try to fade into that instead of waiting for the break, especially on a day like today. So here it comes. It's now pushing the bottom of the last hour, and 1930 is coming into play. This may be one that you want to look at to the downside. You know, electric vehicles, I mean, we talked about that all day, and we didn't really look at Workhorse. Brendan brought this early on the spike up to us for sure. I remember the name up that 7% today, following probably Tesla, but we are now at day's high of Workhorse. So big news there. And I apologize, Brendan, if you have to, maybe you can look it up again. Wasn't sure if there was news on this or not, or if we're just breaking above the range all-time highs. Like the last 4 days, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, all-time high, and again today. So Workhorse, man, is off to the races there. Lots of news around electric vehicles. Unfortunately, I just got triggered into Apple, so when that happens, we get out right away. We're not going to celebrate it's a win, but that was Apple down here at the bottom, in and then out. Oh, no, that was a nice win on Apple. What am I talking about? 108.50 to 108. No, we did mean to get in there, but it does break the bottom, so let's get out of Apple and double check all of our orders, Neil. We talk about that all the time. Don't have pending orders there, guys.
Exactly, and script orders, you want to make sure you clean those up. before we get to money talks, I just want to go back to one from yesterday, NAK. This was one of my top stocks, shorting in around 130. Look at this bottom. Yesterday's bottom at 108, 107 now, double bottom. If it takes us out, I'm going to start working into a short position to see if it retests penny stock status down at $1. So that's one of those things where you look at the level 2. Lots of liquidity, you're taking more shares to make smaller moves. 5 cents is actually a good return. Hopefully you get more than that if 107 goes. It's time for Money Talks. Let's get the good word from Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a quick look at currency land, see how things are moving so far today. Pretty muted action. We did have a little bit of US dollar weakness coming back into play, so a few of these are going to be higher. The Canadian dollar, however, not so much. 75.8, it's down 0.12%. Retail sales in this country a little bit worse than expected in August, obviously, with the pandemic, so a bit of a move down. We were above the 76 area yesterday. So back into kind of the lower end of this range that we've been stuck in on the higher time frame for the CAD versus the US dollar, 75.8 today. The euro is higher, 0.08%. The pound back to the downside, back below 130. Once again, 129.5. Japanese yen down as well today on some poor retail data in Japan out overnight as well. Swiss franc also back to the upside. Australia and New Zealand doing opposite today, negative 0.14 for Australia. We have New Zealand higher on the day. Crypto's also a bit of a nothing story. Ethereum there a little bit weaker than Bitcoin, but overall not a lot of movement so far this morning, guys. Back over to you.
I thought I did just get out there. Yeah, so we'll do another siren alert there. Oops, back. No, see, my buttons aren't even working here, but we'll go another siren here because it's a new position on a new name. It's AMD. Cracks down below. We did take that out. We short here, 42. Took out 10% there at 30. And now we continue to make moves down. That's actually the low of the day, 30, which makes me think I got 31s there on the low of the day. So good little trade there, but only out 10%. I want to keep building a short into this trade up to 75.90 there. This high. The high really is this 75.80, but there we go. I told you we're going to start building shorts into AMD. If the market turns around, AMD will rip my face off. I understand that, but let's just wait to see if that is what comes through here on AMD. So let's just keep going short. There we go. Look at that. We just shorted up there 50, and it retraces all the way back to 40 almost instantly. So a good little trade here. I think we have the short where we want it here on advanced micro devices. Yeah,
and I did just get into NNOX here, right at actually 31 even. You can see the level I'm working from, maybe a little bit easier here. Off this 30, the high of the day is going to be that 32.30. I think I wouldn't excuse anybody if they wanted to use a tighter stop at 30.50. It's because there's so much downside action. You have like an opening range low here at 29.30. That's already a couple of dollars lower than this. So there's all kinds of room. And then 28, the bottom from yesterday. There's a lot of potential flush range. That's why I'd like to give it a little bit more room. If it tests and breaks 31.50, I'd like to see it fail off 32, and then I would jump into more shares. So that would give me more confidence in the trade. Speaking of confidence in the trade, one of the ways to have more confidence is to educate yourself. And we have Market Wisdom channel, guys, and we've been doing something a little bit new the last couple of weeks here, breaking down the anatomy of a trade. So we're dropping this one today after the show here, at the end of the show here. ITCI was a stock heavily traded last week. So there was a couple of trades on it. I had one. I think Brennan had one as well. I'm going to be doing the analysis of this one, a complete breakdown of that trade from the why I got into it, managing the trade as well, risk parameters, everything you want to hear about it. So check that out. We're going to have a lot of these ones coming up. I hope you do enjoy it. Put some time and effort into those on our Market Wisdom channel, guys. So we give you the live action. We talk about our trades in real time. This will be a little bit more in depth. Of course, we try to go over our thoughts. This is a better opportunity, I think, for us to dig a little bit deeper. So check those ones out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what we're doing. AMD making moves to the upside again. We didn't. Our short was at 61 there to get more. So let's put it in the 50s to get a little bit more short. Watching this market continue to move down. Very surprised AMD's not going with it. Okay, Snowflake, we're short 223. It's at 221.50, so that's $1.50 in the money. Still trying to massage this trade to the downside here. And if we can get down, where's my bid? 219 again. I'm hoping hoping, guys, that we can break again down through 220, play with some of that momentum down to the downside there. But it does go down to 221 flat. That would be a $3 win. We should probably debate taking that off if it does come one more time. So let's regroup, put a bid, but then here comes crashing. I don't know what to do. So we'll wait on that one. But AMD is the name that I like short here. AMD's cracked below this little level. The problem with me here on AMD is that we're nowhere near VWAP. We're already down on the day. And if this market does turn, it does have so much room to go back up. So we're not investing a whole hell of a lot into this. We're just going to give it up to here, 75.90. We're not going to give our day back or do anything crazy like we've tended to do before in the past when we're married to something and it goes wrong. So we'll just massage this trade as well up to 75.90 here as, Snowflake trying to go, guys.
Yeah, one that we have been usually trading pretty heavily, been pretty successful. Yesterday, at least Dave & Buster's, guys. I see you guys talking about it. It's trying to get out of this top-end ranges. I also watched Tesla bouncing off of that 438 level. If it breaks out of that low, that 437.50, which I like a little bit better, I'll be into the short side trade there. But for Dave & Buster's, that 16 that it's at right now, kind of somewhat significant. It was more like a 1580 range for a break this morning, and then also 1580 was a bit of a rollover yesterday's price action. It's this that I'm going to be watching on Dave & Buster's. Obviously, that 80's in the middle, and if 16 even is the top, do the math. 1560 would be the bottom, and then look at that. Double bottom here at 1560. So I'm going short on Dave & Buster's through 1560. They're not bankrupt yet. Just going concern. That's the other way, going concern issues or warnings at least. That's the negative push you saw yesterday that we took advantage of. Let's see if it continues going into the weekend, but it's a 1560 break that I like.
So Kodak flushes down there again a little bit. So we put a bid at 15. Let's see if we get filled out at 15. We're short, of course, at 68. So this is another 55-cent win coming through here on 53 cents. If we can get it at 15, I don't even know why I'm waiting for 15 when I can take 17s all day. But here comes 15s right now. We're on the bid. Boom, there it is. A nice little fill there, and we'll hit the fireworks for Kodak today. It's been pretty good, I think, for both Neil and myself. Kodak now finally cracking down lower. No more bids for me. Let's see if we can't get this low again one time. I told you that we were going to try to get it into 12, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then look at this, all out here on that resistance. I guess that's support when it's the downside. Out on support here around 20, and now we get finally the flush. We noticed that. We reverse back over to it, and now we'll wait to see if there's more downside on this name. Neil, I keep averaging in here to AMD, so this tends to be kind of a disaster. It was the last couple days, so we're not going to do it too much more. We'll wait until we get to the 70s. If we take that top out, this is going to be our next low, our next high here. Sorry, 75.90 is the out. Just in case you guys are also into this with me, I'm not going to hold this past 75. Maybe even get out of some right here, man. 75.80 is not a bad out if I have too many shares. Let's just see what happens. But 75.80 going to be a little bit of an out, and then the ultimate out up here, 75.90, maybe even 76, depending on what we get out.
Sean, I'm going to change my plan on NNOX. I want to let you guys know I was going to add to my position if it moved to the upside. If it breaks this bottom here, well, not really the bottom, but if it breaks this 30.50, I'm going to add on the way down. Bit of a level here in terms of a buyer on the level 2. So if it breaks that, I'll add to my position. I got 31s. That'll give me a price right in the middle. I still like that. So NNOX continuing southbound, hopefully through 30.50. I'll be adding to my position rather than taking off a scalp trade, guys. So work that one hopefully towards 29 low and then 28 yesterday's bottom significant. Tesla looking to reclaim 440. It was just bouncing to the upside, and I kind of let my guard down there for that bottom break. But again, still sliding backwards here. So it looks like we could get that breakdown on Tesla after all, trying to hold this double bottom, 437.50, 438. 438, I came in looking at that level, so I kind of like this breakdown if it goes through, guys. It's already, I can't believe it's already 11 o'clock. And we do this, we have our guest trader of the day, and I know you already hit the winner and chicken dinner.
I thought it was getting thrown over to
me.
We have
a good one coming up today, so you guys want to make sure you tune in for that in about a half an hour or so.
Yeah, sorry about that. Did not mean to interrupt Neil there, but I'll give you a value pick on the fantasy for that. Okay, 75 right now, and the reason why we do the chicken dinner winner is because we were just celebrating a nice little move back down here in the NASDAQ. Like I said about AMD, come on, baby. I'm layered in the 30s. Would love to start getting all the way down in the 30. Here we go. Come on, man. Just start filling me up here if we can get it. Down 35, 32, 31. Boom, boom, boom. Nice little explosion of some money here on AMD to the downside. So yes, now we're at 26. This is now a 15-cent win for us. We did have to wait for this one, and now it comes down, and we hit the slap shot. No better time to take this update here with Brendo. Let's go, guys. Valeria, not Brendan.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is negative today. Spain is lead decliner, down 2.1%. Germany is down 0.37%. France is down 1.13%, and Italy is down 1.04%. German Covestro is a positive mover as it rejected a report that it's in takeover talks with private equity firm Apollo. Back to the traders.
So I'm going to out Randy here because we get in our ear when we're supposed to throw to somebody. So Randy said Mick Jagger, so I don't blame Sean whatsoever for guessing that was a throw to Brendan. That seems rather logical to me. I don't necessarily see the connection.
I mean, I wouldn't call Valeria Mick Jagger.
I don't see it. Obviously, there's a joke there that I'm not getting. Maybe you guys can figure that one out.
I mean, Mick Jagger's like an American icon, I guess. Well, I mean, obviously, big in America, but not Russian there. So thank you so much for that.
Maybe he's big there. I have no idea. I mean,
I don't know. English right there. So, okay, AMD, we can keep talking about it. We are down now to the day's low on AMD, and your boy was shorting this one all the way up. So we will post that up here. I'm not allowed to talk too much here about Twitter because we do put out our thing, but at Trader TV, Randy is also available. So if a lot of you guys want to get a hold of Randy there, as he is now, I guess, a new personality on the show, so we don't talk about that enough, but Trader TV Randy there on Twitter, so you want to get a hold of him, you can do that. Okay, 75.30 here. We did get out some of that. I don't know if AMD is going to continue to fall, but let's just hold the rest of this one. Now we are out. We only have a third left of our position, but it was a big one, so AMD goes to the top of the board. The one thing, boo-hoo on you, Snowflake, once again, man, we took it out there at 223. Good thing we did as it rips to the upside. I'm holding, for some reason, 5 shares of this, so I must have done some bad math there on Snowflake, so we still have 5 shares. And I kind of want to go short this, but I've already lost. It's already my worst stock because I've been super conservative today and not taking big hits on anything. So Snowflake, even though I've taken some profits, it's still my #1 loser. But I don't want to be done with this name. But look at the spread, man. Snowflake, I really think it's got price discovery now in this 223 area, making people feel a little foolish for getting long and or short up here. Where is it? Where is that big, huge blow the last couple of days? Here it is off that IPO. You see the halt here, reopens up, goes up to 328 or so, 320. That may be all-time high for a bit on Snowflake. But, of course, now you fall back downside. I was just debating going more short, but there it goes, falling back down. Snowflake, see ya. Let's get on to some AMD market making moves back.
I swear I did say 10-20 on Sava. I basically stayed away from this one after shorting it in the pre-market, got that rollover. It's a great trade going into the open, and then the second one not really working out, getting stopped out. But yeah, relatively tight stop on the second short. I'm not happy with the fact that I missed a breakout, but I'm even more upset with this rollover at 10.13. Which is shy of this price right here, which we talked about several times. Sava, it was on the watch list. I think I mentioned this pre-market. I mentioned it while I was shorting. I mentioned it after I got out, that if it turned around shy of this level, I should be looking for a short trade in Cassava Sciences. And look what happens, guys. Already gave you the win there. So I hate to call out some of our viewers if you guys aren't in the chat, but Brent, I really hope you got that one because I think that's the kind of setup that I know has worked for you in the past as well. And I think it's, if you're going to be short selling, you got to have significant levels, good outs, a plan of action. All of it was right there for me on Cassava Sciences. For the second time, I just didn't pull the trigger. A bit busy because I added something to my list here, and it was at NYSE. I wasn't necessarily looking at it off of the open, but once I saw it this sort of failed breakout through the opening range and pre-market top, I wanted to jump in this sideways consolidation. I'm going to add to it at 30.50, which I did mention to you guys. point of context, yes, I'm shorting it down here. This is a daily chart under a tremendous amount of pressure from short selling report. Still some ways to go to that bottom. 29 first level down, and then 28 with my 2 targets out. Short at 31 right now.
I'm trying to be responsible here, guys. AMD flushes down 75.40. We get out, put some more layers there in the 30s. And again, I've already canceled it. I'm going to be done now going short on AMD. We've already made the money. So let's explode that now. AMD, big time trade, big time money made on that one. So really happy with AMD. Now still 15 cents in the money, just taking some out. If it breaks the bottom, then fantastic. But the NASDAQ right now bouncing a little bit. It's at that spot. So, I just don't like the possibility. And I talked about the market, changing direction at 11 o'clock. Like, when did I say that? Like, it's basically 11 o'clock on the dot, the market turned around. So I don't know, maybe we're onto something there. Oh no, look at Facebook here. I can I call it up just by clicking. Facebook here, this is our initial short, 255, 256. Obviously that doesn't work. We go short there again, get out, and then we blow through the top. But look what winds up happening to Facebook. Just getting crushed down there. Wonder what happened, 255.50, maybe a go spot here. I'm gonna look into this, guys. Facebook, what's up, Beat?
Neil was asking on our chat here about Unity Software, guys, that IPO that's set to happen. It looks like today, $13.5 billion-ish in value for U.NY. So it's going to start trading on the New York Exchange under U. So just the letter U.NY. So Unity Software. Looks like we do have a quote for it. So nothing as far as trading yet, but we'll have a look at U, guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can get the price on some locates there. Competitor to Epic Games, who are in a battle with Apple, of course. So Unity, we might be trading that one here today. And if you don't know where that's from, I got nothing for you. Greatest sketch comedy show of all time, in my opinion. And one of the best stocks of all time, at least if you were along when they first outed Elon Musk. Tesla here bouncing once again off of 437 here, 437.50, but it's sideways action. This is, look, $4 or $5 here is not a heck of a lot for a $400 stock like Tesla. So I'm still looking for the breakdown through that level. Still have my stop order ready to go. And I'm short here in NNOC, NNOX, NNOX, and still have PIC, that other SPAC. In the money, about 40 pennies on it. I've taken some scalp trades out of this short. So if it seems like this is greedy, look, again, I said I wanted a target down around that 1170 for the bottom. Hasn't quite retested yet, so no reason to get out. Still sliding to the downside on this retracement trade in PIC. So I don't have to be too hasty or too quick to rush out of this one, guys. But hopefully we get that open on Unity. A gaming platform, I think it's a game platform maker there, Unity Software. So if that opens up before 12 o'clock, we'll look to see if there's a good enough trade. Not nearly as big as Snowflake, obviously.
No, not nearly as big, but look, I mean, who knows what the pricing, if we can actually find out what the range of that pricing is, that would be great, and then we can know how crazy it is. But that did not matter at all, of course, for Snowflake, as that stock just went parabolic on that open. So, and back to Snowflake, why not? 224, 225.50 here. Let's see if they can take that top out. We still have those small shares short. What's up, Brendan?
I didn't mention that. It was initially 44 to 48. They increased that last minute to $52. So it's looking even higher than that, just checking online as far as expectations are concerned of where it's going to open. So 44 to 48 was initial. They upped it to 52, but it might be even higher than that, guys.
All right,
like
thank you,
$14 billion valuation.
Well, hey, I mean, like you said, sometimes it's all about where you're located and what sector you're in, right? So it sounds like they're in a good one there with gaming and three-dimensional content and whatnot. Brendan giving us some private notes here for that one. So let's just wait to see where it opens. Okay, so AMD, I told you that we're just going to be working out of this one, as I'm just a little nervous here on what the NASDAQ wants to do from here. So we have some more bids in the 30s, down low side here, and then we'll get out and then see if we can hold the rest for an ultimate bottom, but I just took some out in the 40s again. We are short 66, so 30 pennies in the money, not bad. We'll take that. And just an update on Kodak here. I'm just going to get out very, very soon. We're almost out of everything. We're still holding that small 10%. Was hoping for an 11 break. That didn't come through yet. So we'll just give it back to this high wick, 1160, and we're out of Kodak. But Kodak's a winner on this last bit.
Yeah, I might have missed it the first time. I'm not going to miss this the second time here. Dave & Buster's. I said 1665 to 70, which was the price I had yesterday, which is kind of utter nonsense to have anchored myself to a particular entry price that I had the previous session. But I was looking at this little chop zone that I got on the way back in, and I caught this move down in play. I did have some shares earlier in the rollover, but the average price at that 65 mark, guys. So when it tested up here, I really thought it'd go right back into that same range and then miss the rollover. It's now testing that high again. I'll give it to high a day, 1660, 59 actually, 1660. But I'll take another shot here. Of course, they're not actually bankrupt, Dave & Buster's, but the going concern issues, or at least concern that they might have to file bankruptcy. I'm going to take a shot at this short off of that high. Not reversing into a long. My bias stays to the short side. If it has enough strength to get to 1750, it probably broke the back of a lot of short sellers, and maybe that could be a good breakout trade. If it does go parabolic up, consolidate in front, and then break out, I'll take that shot. For now, 1660 is my mark, short in front of it.
1660, yeah, a good pair. Look, yesterday play was great stock if you didn't take the pre-market print like I did. But yeah, we hit play yesterday. It was a good one. We made most of that money back. Snowflake, I like the short 224.60. This could be a nice little top there. So let's take a little bit more. If we can get 223s, we'll give this one about $1.50 to the upside. And if it breaks it, it breaks it. I'm just wondering about the enthusiasm of this IPO probably looking like it's over. So we're going to wait to see 224.50. I'm going to take another shot at this one if I can get it anywhere around here. 223, we'll take one shot. We'll take another one right here and then get out if it does break back to the upside. That is Mr. Snowflake for you. Kodak, AMD, and Snow is what we have short. Oh, I did have a long idea for you if you're looking to go long. And unfortunately, it's faded out. But look at this. We talked about this about 10 minutes ago or so. Not in yet, but I do have my order in, and it's 220, 255.50, just kind of the tops there. Also the bottom where we got out on our short. So yeah, that could go if the market goes. But a little more aggressive would be 255. You sort of can go on that as well. But watch out, man. Here comes the market down. And look at AMD, exactly what we thought would happen right now. But we have Brendan quickly.
Mosaic, guys. 2 days in a row for Mosaic. We talked about it yesterday. Nice technical break above that 19 level yesterday. We're up to 20 now. It does look like it is struggling a little bit at 20. But volume coming back in here for MOS, guys.
Sometimes I'll go yee-haw. Look, sometimes what I will call the best trade for me today isn't necessarily your biggest one, but it's going to be a patience game with PIC. I missed out on this little flush. You'll see it all the time where I'm basically looking at a gap up, holds that $13 level in the pre-market, then breaks down, holds this opening range level here. And usually in this consolidation, I'll try to catch it somewhere around 1240. The first time, of course, you can see I did not get it. It gives me a retest of this price on this little volume spike here. When it tries to roll over, I do get it the second time at the same price, and then finally get my target out here. I was willing to trail it at this point to see if it would retest that low. Look, obviously this is a SPAC. That could actually still have some juice to it in terms of momentum. I'm going to get out in front of the low of the day. I can always get another trade in here, but a simple structure, guys. Never really risking all that much. You can either have a 20-cent risk or a 15-cent risk on that trade. Either way, we do just get out there for a 70-penny winner on PIC, so wash our hands of that trade. Move on to the next one, which is going to be Dave & Buster's, which I just told you about. Just got in again there a couple of times in front of this little top. Looking for that rollover. The market flush is here, and we can hold this top. I mean, obviously 16, I might get a little bit out, and then look for that 15.50 bottom to get the rest. I would, because of Dave & Buster's move yesterday, I might hang on to a small amount in the off chance that we can break further than $1 on this move and maybe test that 15 low of the day. A bit of a pipe dream, but given how it traded yesterday, certainly worth a possibility. So, Brendan, what do you got?
I mentioned this one during the sector watch, or we mentioned the group during the sector watch as being weak. Some of the hotels, some of the travel-related names. This one, not so much, though. LVS, the topic of multiple positive notes from analysts this morning. So, just recently here has taken out the top and is consolidating at day highs above 49.50. So, up 1% for LVS, guys.
Good move there for LVS. Okay, we did get in to some Facebooks there breaking, and this is very, very, very light. I told you that we're not going to take out the bells until we get to 255.50, but a nice little run upside here. 25 cents already in the money on this Facebook long through 255 and change there, but this is a crazy name. The liquidity can dry up pronto on this one. So watch out if you're trying to take any profits. Here we should have just took it, actually. We went all the way into the 30s there. So there it goes, fading back downside. So this is a very light trade. I'm not even that worried about it. But yeah, we can't let this one go too far down. 254 and change as a breaking spot would be that. Look at this. Look how fast this thing moves, man. We were just 40 cents in the money to down 40 cents. So in just a matter of seconds, Facebook rocking and rolling here. So watch out. I got to get my order in. 254 break, we'll be out. But this is like a no damage spot. I'm really waiting to fly through 255.50 here on Facebook. Got to give this one a little bit more room, though.
I need this to happen. The Earth is not flat, but rolling over, falling off the Earth. I mean, kind of just play on the chart here, so it's a chart pun. Rolling over here and play, it just sort of outlined the entry point here. It just turned to the downside, of course, with a bit of consolidation at this point, and then 16 even. So I will try to take some out for like 25 cents or so. Probably not worth even having a target down there. But either way, the next two levels down, I just sort of put these in so you can see on the chart. But also these are my targets out. 1580 to 90, 1550 to 1565 or so. That's that double bottom that you see here. So in the event that it rolls over, it's got to hold that high of day. The reason I have a tighter stop is based on yesterday's price action. I feel like if it breaks this top, really good chance it's going to test that 1750, which was a high in the pre-market. If you go out a little bit further here, you can see how big that gap fill would be. But 1750 also a bit of a bottom if you go back to the 15th. So I don't want to get in the way of this, which could really squeeze through this high of day. That's why it's a tight-ish stop to the upside. Despite the fact I'm trying to get like an average out of like 50 to 70 cents on this trade. Overall, I'm not giving it that much room because I think it could really blow the top off if it gets squeezed even further. This stock got all the way down to 13 when we had this short yesterday. My trailing stop success is not the worst. I got trailed out and actually tried to hold on past this move and then got trailed out up here on these little wicks at about 14.20 and missed out on both 13.50 and 13 even by being greedy yesterday on Dave & Buster's.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Sometimes you have to take out profits, especially this time of day. Okay, so here comes 254 and change. So happy that we talked about not going crazy long there at 254. It gives us a little bit of an opportunity to average in, but I'm not going to do that anymore. This is a very, very light position, and it's almost out, man, through 254. So we will fall down. Neil just jumped off the earth. I will just fall down. Or you know what? I'll do something even more disgusting, but I'll flush myself down a toilet. How about that? As for this Facebook trade, it's still fine. It's not. I'm not out yet, but it doesn't look like it's going to do anything good for me here. As the Nasdaq is making new lows here, possibly breaking through this 10,900 there. So watch out for Facebook. We did average into Snowflake. Finally, we did talk about this one. I tried to get. I don't know what's happening here because I should have gotten that short at 223.80 there, but did not. So we're going to try to get a little bit more here and then use this top as we keep talking about that 24.50 on the short side. So Snowflake sort of has me right now, and let's just wait to see if it does retrace back down here, 221 and change. I still probably don't take that. I'm looking for a 220 out, and then we'll see if it flushes back down to the downside, Brendan.
Valeria's moonwalking. That means probably 1,500 likes. Thank you so much, guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Let's get to 2,000 on a Friday. Why not? One that has also been strong this week. We talked about this multiple times this week. Cleveland Cliff, CLF, 10% almost to the upside. Had a huge move right off the bat this morning, consolidating, kind of grinding towards day highs here. 9.5% right now on CLF, guys.
And a couple of times I've done it already today. At least I think it's attempt to, but I think we're going to do a better job of it here when we release this little video, this bad boy coming out near the end of the show, of course, and we're getting there only 40 minutes away. But it's about the anatomy of a trade, reviewing from start to finish, not just the executions, but the plan, the reason you're looking at the stock, all of it. So check that one out on our Market Wisdom page. The stock was ITCI, a trade from the last week, so make sure you tune in. I think it's a good one, and we're doing a bunch of them. Sean had a fantastic one that he's taped, which you'll get next week. So check that out on our Market Wisdom page. As I literally said it on Dave & Buster's, gave a couple of targets there. First level, just shy of where I was trying to get some shares out. It is still headed to southbound trade, so there's no reason for me to get out. Had this move up, just to give you an idea here, guys, this little green candle on a 1 minute here, had that spike, which retraced half the move that it was making down, had that been on bigger volume, I might have adjusted my plan, but it wasn't, so nothing to do here, guys. That's one of those things that I do watch out for if you're short selling. You don't want previous sort of a weak support to get bounced off of on huge volume. If that happened, I'm probably looking to exit some of the trade. That can be a sign of strength that you don't want to be standing in front of. You never want to be in front of a freight train, guys. Sometimes you have to if you're retracement shorting or doing any kind of sort of against the price action trade, reversal type of play. You have to sometimes, but if it's on volume, I might step away.
And holla at your boy with a little floss action there. Valeria doing the dance. We'll floss it off as well. Look at that big win there on AMD. And now we are finito AMD. So AMD's done now. It just bounces a couple times off 75 there. So let's get out of that stock and not worry about it anymore. AMD, big time win there. Rockets near the top of my stocks. Top list for my profitable stocks today. We're only negative really on one here, and that's Snowflake. So we're going to go position pending on that name here, Snowflake. Just thinking that it can go down here. Let's put it up. We're flat right now. We're literally right here. Our price is $222.77. So we're basically on the bid right now with Snowflake, guys. So let's just see if it can't keep going upside and then get more short and then watch out for $224.50. That's my ultimate pain spot there on Mr. Snow.
I'm going to try this one. Dave & Buster's has been a bit of a cash cow. I mean, not necessarily today, but maybe it's just a late bloomer for me. Just got that target again, the first little 25-cent win. So was it test 16 even? I'm not going to put an order VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, I'll probably use that momentum to get some more shares out. 1640 short, 39 and change short that we got on right now, using the high of the day as that bit of an out. So we talk about winners, we talk about losers, we talk about imperfectly executed trades, if that's even a thing. So here's, look,
executed.
Talk a little bit about this Beyond Meat trade, and I think it's better on a 3 to sort of show you. We talked about on witching, maybe we'll get a chance to short on a pop to the upside because of price action that happens on quadruple witching and volume. This was the range I liked, this like 152.50 bottom to 153, like 70-ish. Yesterday's chop in the afternoon, there was a bit of a breakout through that price. That was my target out. You see me roll into position in that range. It doesn't take the top off. That's what I'm working with. I get most of it out, and I'll sort of zoom in for you here. Most of it out in front of that 150 mark, and then I'm looking to hold the rest of the trade for a 148 target. Now what happens is it broke 149, and then of course I do what I always do, trail it to 150. It's just even number bias nonsense that I think is ridiculous. I probably should have just held for my target, or at least did like 152 or break even. It goes all the way there. Should have been a perfect trade. Was not. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Well, the solar names having quite the day here as well. SOL in New York up again today. You can see 2 days in a row. We broke $2 yesterday, all the way up to $2.75 and change this morning. Bit of a pullback here to $2.50, but they presented a new product that they're developing yesterday at a conference that was obviously pleasing to investors. So SOL having a nice day, guys.
Yeah, you are SOL if you don't trade that stock. Okay, 255 and change up to the upside now. Facebook, look, man, we got flushed out at 254. Should have given that some more room, man. I don't know why we didn't, but whatever. It was a light trade, so that's why we're not worried about it. But now we're making back moves to the upside here as the NASDAQ does reject that bottom. So watch out here. If you are short, you could take out a little bit of levels here, including this 10,975 on NASDAQ, and then upside, I don't know. I mean, we're still down that 1%, and the fade here has been happening a little early. We talked about that happening around noon every day, around 11 o'clock every day, and then the afternoon just comes. What am I doing? Put this back up here. This Facebook could go, and if we does, we are going to test it with a little bit of a position on at 255 and change, and then probably give this about $1 worth of room, expecting us to get the VWAP, which is about $2. So if it goes, it goes. If not, it doesn't. And we did average into our Snowflake as well. So let's see what kind of damage that does to us now. 224, 224.50 is the spot, but we are into Snowflake right here, guys. 223.
Yeah, and just want to get you back to NNOX here. This was, of course, a short seller report taking it down from a parabolic move up to $70. So you're only seeing half the picture here when you look at the 3-minute and look at the week. There was this flush through like 34 that sort of rounded out around this 32, 32.50. Now that's a level I'm working off right now. So on the sideways consolidation, pops, tries to roll over. This is going to be my second entry point. I would have taken it had it broken 30.50 down and then had a tighter stop. It does the move to the upside, so I do get the better price. And then now I'm going to still use that high of day. So 32.30 is going to be the out for me on this NNOX trade. So you risk about $1. If it breaks 30, good chance we test both 29 and 28. Those are my two targets to the downside. Tesla, I guess we're not going to get that 437.50, 438 breakdown as it continues to bounce to the upside. 444 right now. I'm not trading Tesla on sideways action. Always run into trouble when I do, so it needs to break out for me. And I'm still watching in Kodak, in a very similar theme here. I'm not going to be touching it, sort of give you in perspective. Yes, I like the short, obviously, at some point. I've taken multiple shorts today, but I only want it on retests of each lower high. It would have been 12. It's now this 1175 that I would play off of, unless on some kind of, on some miracle here, we do get a break of this like 1085 area, just because I think there's a chance that this really flushes back in. There's no real fundamental change when it comes to the CEO being absolved of any issues with those options. The real story would be the review of that loan, guys, and there's still that's still pending here. So still some retracement opportunity in Kodak, but you have to have a stop. If I short it again off of 75, it'll be that stop, and I will take a 12 long break, just simply because I think that'll be a short squeeze worth a bit of a scalp trade.
Okay, and here goes Snowflake possibly breaking through the top. We did give this a little bit of room here and a little bit of a try. Yeah, it looks like it is probably going to take this out. So that's where our order is. Just to let you guys know, we are going to get out of this name here. And I don't know, I'm debating going long. Snowflake could possibly test the long side there. So we'll take a shot on Snowflake. There it goes. Are we out? No, we're not out. There it is. For some reason, we just got out right there. Good out there on Snowflake. I mean, not a good out, but the price is right. We did reverse a little bit long there on Snowflake, so we'll wait to see here. 224.96, yeah, not a good price. That just goes to show you, like we were trying to get out on a 50 break, and we got 56 cents of slippage, 46 cents of slippage there. So you can see you have to be very, very careful if you are trading some of these names. Watch out for that slippage there. We just got it pretty badly, but now we are long at 224.96 small. But Snowflake, my worst stock of the day, flushing that down the toilet.
And speaking of flushing down the toilet, I'm not saying it's going to flush, but just going back to Cassava Sciences here, pre-market high was right around this 940 range, a bit of a breakout, then retested that price. Look, we're consolidating on the way back. I guess it's no surprise right here at that 940 mark. If it cannot hold the bottom end of this range, and I'll only zoom in on the one to show you, that's about $9.30. I think there's going to be a bit of a shot to short this one on the way back in. However, we did have 1020 as a key level. If this breaks, much like Kodak, I'm just gonna jump into that party to the long side. It could happen in the afternoon, it could happen near the end of the show. I have no idea. But if 1020 goes, I think that's worth a breakout long. Maybe leave some powder in the keg. So if it does break and then try to do like a retest of like 10 even, maybe you can get a bit of a pullback in there. Just give it a little bit more room. I think the upside might be there on that squeeze. So maybe you get like a 10-10 average price if you leave yourself room. Otherwise, just go along at 10-20. Either way, the first stop will be that 10.50 mark for a 25-cent scalp on Sava. Hopefully get more than that. As I know, if I'm a short teller, I would be digging in front of that top myself. So it's probably going to break some backs there.
That's funny. Why is the SPY getting clapped so hard? I don't know why, but they're from Anthony Liang there. And remember, it's witching day. There is some stuff still to come at the end of the day there for quad witching. So not to say that that's the reason why the market's heading southbound, obviously, but there has been a big rotation. We talked about that. And if you're just new to the show, I keep mentioning that the tech rotation has been in now for a couple weeks. So the market is continuing to go down. We do watch the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ, see that? Down 1.1. Watch, we're going to switch this over to the ES right now. Only down 0.64. So that's that rotation we're talking about, out of some tech stocks and over into some NASD right there. So that, to me, that's probably what's happening. 227, we still have some Snowflake. I don't know if this breaks higher, but next time, we just shorted it. Worst stock, but now we're long. We're in the money now, $2. So making a little bit back on Snowflake, not nearly enough that we need to make, but 228, good little spot here. If we can get out of that, that'll be good. We'll celebrate about $2 on that. But you know what? Other than that, man, it's been a pretty good day today. Hard to complain. Beyond Meat's been really huge, and now we're back down to 148. Obviously, we shorted that early. We talked about that. If you're just joining us for the first time, it's 11:30. We're off at 12. Guest Trader of the Day coming up soon as well. But here we go. Snowflake, put that order in right now, guys. 228.
Yeah, only if your puppy doesn't unplug the power again there. I'm not going to call it the guest trader's name, but in the chat, a little bit of a funny action. I traded to mixed success in Penn to the long side, longs in DraftKings to the long side. Longs and that was horrible. Longs and DraftKings would have been highly successful for you today. I wish I'd picked the right one, as I don't with these names. If it does try to pull back, I mean, it does feel like this is the kind of day with the market coming in that you have to consider there might be some profit taking going into the weekend. It's options expiration, all these sort of things in conjunction. And if you look at the pullback that's happening on every single move up in DraftKings, I feel like profit taking really could be a thing going into the afternoon. So, I watch for it to retake 55. If it sort of does that and then gives you consolidation 54.50 to 55, I do feel like there's going to be an opportunity for a bit of a flush trade in DraftKings. So just keeping an eye on that one. The shorts that I do have on, 1 in the money, Dave & Buster's, 2 not in the money, NNOX, starting to head northbound on me here, giving it to 32.30. It's one that on 1 minute chart, it's not going to make a heck of a lot of sense. You go to the higher time frame here, guys, and this is sort of what I'm working with. I talked about yesterday's sort of lunchtime afternoon. Well, it's more like lunchtime and late morning price action. That's why I like this 32.30 if it can hold, risking about $1 to try and make 150 to like 250 on a downside move in NOX. I see it up 11%. I'm playing the southbound trade after that sort of a negative short selling report that came out earlier in the week.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those reports. I mean, whether or not they're valid or not, obviously they do affect the stock. We saw Nikola. Let's go over to Nikola now. We haven't talked about that today. We talked a little bit about Workhorse and a little bit about Tesla, but let's check out what Nikola wants to do. Come on, it's not Nikola.ny. Nikola.nq right now, looking to see, and it's not really doing anything. Every day we've been on Nikola this week, and then today, obviously, the one trade was to the short side. Let's look at this on a little bit of a larger time frame, see if we can't pick something up here on Nikola. 10-minute chart. Okay, all right, the VWAP on a 10-minute is 33.40. I'm not really too interested in that. I don't really use VWAPs off 10 minutes. We're just looking to see a little bit of a longer time frame to go here. 32.75 was that bottom yesterday. That could come into play, but I don't really want to get invested too much in Nikola here. It's not moving. Although 6.5 million shares is decent, it's not really in any range that I'd like. If you are long, favored the long on Nikola, obviously you do have this bottom down here that you could watch. It does come into play yesterday off the open, so something there on Nikola, I guess. But I just went over there just to see if there's anything.
Sean, say the word play one more time, because you literally, the second, I'm not making this up, guys. Look at my chart right here. The second Sean said the word play, maybe you saw it on the executions, this little flush happened. Of course, I'm short up here at like 1640. He says it, and it goes right down through VWAP and 16 even. I do get out on that momentum right here as it just sort of turn around. When there's a VWAP break, like I said, I just want to see it break down. And then as far as the move goes, I'm going to try and catch it with like an aggressive out on the way back in. So it's not so much as having like a passive order sitting there. One thing I've been trying to improve on. Just see how far it goes down, and then just try to catch it on the way back up so you can get near to the bottom. So I do still have just over half my position in Dave & Buster's. Try to run this one all the way down to this double bottom, 15.70 or so. And if it breaks that, 15 even would be fantastic for maybe like 10% of the trade. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
A little therapeutics company getting quite the ramp job today. A little tiny penny stock if you're into that type of game. 27 cents this morning. We're up to 35 cents this morning on ONTX, getting a large cash infusion from a bigger player in the space today, guys. So ONTX, little penny stock moving today.
The more and more I look at Facebook here, I just wish there was some busting out levels that we could take. Oh, wow, Apple is just getting murked right here, down 1 point. It's 2 point something percent. Come on, like what's going on? There's my charts. Yeah, here we go. 2.4%. We knew something was wrong there when it wasn't showing Apple. As soon as it broke that 110 level, it was going to be in trouble. Let's go to a 1 minute chart here quickly on Apple just to show you now making new lows. You see the NASDAQ hitting there. I'm embarrassed because how far low? Yeah, I was going to say how low is AMD, but good little trade there on AMD and out. We could re-look at Apple now, making new lows here. We'll see if we can find something on Apple that's a key level, but it just keeps on taking it down here. Down now, down. NASDAQ down, almost approaching that 1% level. This could get nasty into the afternoon, so I'm not overly excited about the potential here of any longs, but I'm trying to find something that we can get short on that hasn't dropped yet. So if there's anything you guys can see, let me know. Kodak's still a 55-cent win, so we still got that one at least.
Yeah, I mean, sort of watching that name that Brendan just mentioned, ONTX, but the market's starting to really head southbound here. I do like a couple of shorts on NNOX, which is just not working for me yet, and Dave & Buster's, which is, but this is starting to extend a little bit here, and this is what I mean. This is a NASDAQ futures, guys. Cracking that 11 already. We talked about that earlier. Now another 100 handles to that downside, guys. So, wow. I mean, I think Arun mentioned he was going to go short today, I think. He's probably a happy camper, I'm going to assume so far, but I do want to go back to another name which is moving here sort of very quickly. Sorry, that ONTX, I already had it up. I don't have a level to work off of with this penny stock, so as much as I would love to jump into the party, until it gets to like 50 to 55 cents, I'm probably going to leave this one alone, but I do like to heavily short these a lot of times on those pops. It's already round out and the daily chart is breaking out. Usually when these get parabolic, as it has, penny stocks are penny stocks for a reason. So obviously at some point people are going to take profits. They don't want to be left holding that bag. That's where you look to jump in. I'm not going to take this move unless it gets significantly higher. Nothing that I can work off soundly in terms of a sell level, guys. So I know we have a few minutes until our guest trader of the day. Tesla has gotten away from me here a little bit, but with that flush down into the market, ignore these wicks. Tesla trying to head back southbound, but as the market heads to lows, Tesla not testing its lows. Bit of a sign of too much strength for me. I don't love the breakdown trade if I'm already extending into a move in the futures and Tesla's then taking the bottom. That's a little bit late action for me, guys. So I might stay away from this Tesla short and look for something, see if I can't find something a little better in case the market starts flushing, guys.
Like, I don't know. You can hear a lot of action in the background. Don't really know what that's all for, but it's European closed. So that's probably what they're all talking about, Euro close would be my guess. So I didn't really hear anything Neil just said, other than I think it was probably something about Dave & Buster's. But Tesla, I did want to talk about that quickly. I know Neil was looking at that. So yeah, 442. I agree with Neil, not dropping as far or as fast as other stocks right now. So Tesla could be the one if you're looking long right here on one of those. So 442 and change on Tesla. But it's stupid to go long right now, I believe, on this name, especially with this NASDAQ cracking low. But if you did want to take a little bit of a shot, you could do that. Brendan and guest of the daytime, we're ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
Hey guys, yeah, Friday just after 11:30. That means guest trader of the daytime. Yeah, sponsored by Lewis Daniels watches. Everyone coming on right through until October, getting a nice fancy Lewis Daniels watch for coming on as a guest trader. We're very excited. It's been a long time coming. Everyone in the chat very excited as well. It's Elizabeth Miller Day. Elizabeth Miller joining us as guest trader of the day with Puppy today. The puppy is here as well. Elizabeth, if we could get you to turn your volume down, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. There's a little bit of a delay on the feed, so that's why you're hearing a little echo. Yeah, we'll just, there we go, perfect, okay. Not sure if you can hear me, Elizabeth. So glad to have you with us this morning. How have things been for you today? She can't hear. Guys, we'll figure out Elizabeth's connection and we'll get her back on the show.
Not sure if you can hear me, Elizabeth. So glad to have you with us this morning. How have things been for you?
Back on there.
Everything's going good until my puppy unplugged the power source.
We'll figure out Elizabeth's connection.
Okay, I don't know what we're supposed to do here. If you guys could turn that down, and maybe we'll just regroup and figure that out after a bit. But Elizabeth Miller, you saw the face, and pretty soon you'll get a name for that. Put a name, face to the name there as we go. But before we go back to her, I just want to give you guys a quick update. I will go long Tesla if it does break below above 442, and then we will go 440.50 if it doesn't break. I'm not trying to hold this one for very long. I do like Tesla on a rebound through the market if it can go. Miss Elizabeth, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. So you brought the puppy. We saw some comments there on the chat. What breed of puppy is that? And obviously you're an animal lover.
Yeah, he's an Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. and he's 7 weeks old tomorrow.
What? 7 weeks old? Hello, let's hit the confetti. My dog is a cockapoo, and she today is 1. So happy birthday to Belle, and happy 7 weeks to your lovely pet there, as well as we're just waiting to see here if Tesla can go. But it's been a fun day for sure. Any stocks you're in right now? If you're flat, that's great. Did you have any trades early on?
Yeah, so I'm in Kodak still, apparently. This is going to be a long ride for me.
What is the symbol? What was the symbol there,
Space,
Elizabeth?
of course.
Oh, Kodak. Oh, Kodak. Yeah, Kodak's going to be a long one. We're still short that one. 72 cents now in the money, but we did clean that off at about 11.20 there. But now day's low. I'm going to assume, Elizabeth, you're short?
No, I'm long on this one.
So we'll talk about something else. Take it away, Neil.
Thank you for coming on the show, Elizabeth. One of our longtime viewers and popular in the chat, as always. But look, obviously, we can short as a day trade. You're a long trader. Is this something you put on as more of a swing, or is this an intraday trade like we would do?
Yeah, I'm more of a swing trader. I got in this a couple of months ago, and my husband's doing it at work with his friends, and I just decided that I should try it. I got really bored with just buying some stocks and hold on to them. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm going to do the day trade. And yeah, it's been fun.
That's what it's all about. I got to ask, of course, and because a lot of people go sort of getting into this game recently, how did you even come across us? Because it's one of the things that's always fun for us to see, especially with our longtime viewers. I mean, we hadn't been doing it that long. And thanks to everybody for all the growth that we've had here. But how did you come across us?
Yeah, so I started doing Whole30 with my husband. And we were clean eating and doing the gym in the morning. And we have a home gym in our garage. And I turned the TV on and put stocks on. And you guys were the first ones that came up. And I just got hooked since.
Obviously, hooked on Sean's energy is what it's got to be. I do have to get back to the market because we show winning trades, we show losing trades. And NNOX, which I've had mixed success going short, a stock that's been absolutely cratering, believe it or not. Today, it does look like it's trying to make this little break, and I'm going to show you the higher time from here. This is a daily chart. If it breaks this, look, obviously, for anyone that's looking for a long breakout for a gap fill, probably a good level. That's why I'm taking it out if it goes another 30 cents or so. There's no way I want to get caught in a parabolic move to the upside. There was some room to retest the lows, guys, but it does look like, wrong way. It does look like it wants to go back to the upside and crash through. 32.30 is the high. Not quite there yet, but it might get there before the end of the show, and then I'll be a loser to add to both Snow and Sorrento losing column, unfortunately. Beyond Me could have been a heck of a lot better. You are going to get one of these bad boys in the mail, if I got it right. That's a Lewis Daniels watch. That's our sponsor, so enjoy that, Elizabeth. You mentioned, of course, Kodak, but I believe you tried to say another name that you're trading this morning. If I'm correct about that, what was that?
Oh, well, I'm in on IBIO. I'm watching that one. I got royally screwed by Boxell, so I finally got out of that one. Callaway Jones is going to make fun of me on that one.
Oh, Callaway. Oh, Callaway. Yeah. Don't just take advice from us, but also Callaway Jones. Shout out. I know you guys are friends, and it's great to see the community there, Elizabeth. I know that's important probably to you because you're very active on the chat, and you're getting a lot of love on the chat here as well. You probably see that. So, okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Kodak there as, yeah, it does bounce off of that $11. So I'm going to re-put my short in. We still have, I mean, I've been short all day. This was a horrible one. We took out 30-cent loss there. So opposite of what Elizabeth's talking about, we're scalping this one real quick. So, you know, to take a 30-cent hit and then to take this kind of a win, you know, you make it all back. So that's the whole thing about what we do here. 11 and change. We're going to get out on the bid if we can quickly through 11. I don't know if it's going to have enough to hold that. I didn't want to talk about Roku. We were short Roku early on as well. And Elizabeth, I'll ask you in a second if you own a Roku or not, because I still really don't know anybody that owns a Roku stick. Obviously, the chat's going to blow up now because there's probably lots of people that own them. I have an Amazon Fire, Chromecast, and then me and Brendan, we love ourselves the NVIDIA Shield. So, Elizabeth, do you have a Roku stick?
I don't. My mother-in-law does.
Okay. So now we know one person with it. So that's good. You know what? The thing about Roku is it's not just about the stick, though. They actually signed a deal with Samsung and a bunch of different places as well, where they put it actually in the TV. So that's where Roku gets a little bit of a bump. Okay, Future's trying to go here, Neil.
Yeah, and there it is. One good thing, one bad thing, of course. NNOX is going to flush out of the toilet, but at least we can go Superman action for Dave & Buster's. Another leg to the downside. This is 2 days in a row now for this name. There's been some good short opportunities, so I will take some more shares out. Back on the way up, so it dips and then bounces off a level, and I just get on the way back in. The last exit that I will take, it's going to be binary for me. Either takes out the top, or we test the bottom. First out will be off of this opening range, sort of low at 1560, and then the rest I will try to get at the actual low of the day at 15. So that's the structure of my short. I got to ask you, because mine is at home, and it's a different color, Elizabeth, but is that our hoodie that you have on right now?
Yeah, it is.
Woohoo! Sweet. Is that the one that has the message on the back, or is it just the plain one?
No, it's just plain on the back, but it just has it in front.
And that goes to show just how long you have been a viewer, because they now actually say I'd rather be trading on the back end, which is I like that touch as well. But thank you so much for supporting. I mean, like coming on the show, bringing the dog, telling us about your trades, which, as far as I'm concerned, like we do this every single day, talking about our trades live on the show as we're doing them. But for all our guest traders who come in, say the positions they're putting on, not be afraid to do so, I think it's awesome. And there's so much tremendous support that happens in the community, in the chat. It's a lot of fun to see. Everyone's at a different place in their trader journey, and we can all sort of learn from each other. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Elizabeth. Have you checked out any of our Market Wisdom videos? Or do you watch those from time to time?
I'm supposed to. There's been a few times that my husband and I will say, we need to go watch this video because we don't know how to short correctly or something else. And honestly, we're really busy with our 6 kids and all of our animals, but we need to do that.
6 kids?
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas. I have 3 kids, and yeah, 6 kids. Okay, Elizabeth Miller is in the building. Congratulations to that one. And I actually was going to ask you about that, not about your 6 kids, but about the fact that is this turned into sort of a hobby for you, a passion for you? What other sort of passions do you have? You mentioned working out there as well, and I do think that working out, I know Neil and I have routines as well, that does clear your mind and take away some of the stress, especially if you do have those losing days. Is there anything, motivation for you outside of trading, and has trading been developed now into possibly a new passion for you?
Yeah, the trading has definitely just become a hobby for my husband and I. We get a little competitive where we're texting each other during the day on, okay, this is going up, and did you sell or did you hold it? And it's just been kind of fun. It's been an extra thing for us. And then, of course, all of our kids, we both work full time, and school is at home. And we have goats and chickens and all of our dogs. So that's kind of our family life.
That's fantastic. Did we ask you where you're located yet?
Oh, yeah, we're in Vancouver, Washington, so very close to Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, sweet. Oh, wine country. Love some Oregon Shiraz there as we go. Okay, Apple there. We did take a little bit of a long through 107.76 and just getting out there at 108. So a quick little 25-cent scalp as I'm not turned bullish yet. We'll hold the rest of this to this bottom. We want to average into Apple down here a little bit more if we can get it to protect this 107. Apple's made huge moves off bottoms, obviously, that we've seen in the past. You have a double bottom there, a triple bottom basically at 109 yesterday, both times making moves multiple dollars back to the upside. So we'll see if we can't catch that right now on Apple. What's up, B?
Penny stocks, guys. We mentioned one already, but a few others that are just popping up on volume scanners right now. AAC, ST, 13.5%. Look at the volume coming in here. Just broke 22 cents there. We'll flip over to this one as well. TTNP just broke 21 cents. Huge volume spike. So possibly related, but we'll check on some penny stocks getting a bid, guys.
Yeah, always got to watch out for those, but always have to watch out for volume spikes as well. Anytime, it's a note for everyone here, anytime Brendan comes in with a name at this time of day, past that 11 o'clock, going into like lunchtime, I always look to see if it's on volume. If there's continued volume, definitely something to add to your list. If it's slowing down, sort of file it away and look for a spike in the afternoon. And I said this one time before, every time there's these little spikes in Dave & Buster's, I always look to see, was this on volume? No. No volume spike bouncing to the upside, so no need to change my plan. I can still hang out in this short position. had there been a big time spike, causing this to bust back up through VWAP, retest that 16 area, I would definitely be thinking about covering this or covering more of this position at least. But for now, plan of action is set. I can sort of not rest on my laurels, but I can be a little bit more calm in this trade and not panic just because I see it come back like 20 or 30 pennies or so when I was deep in the money. No volume on that move, so likely to fade right back in. Of course, it is witching, and the market is sort of sliding to the downside and starting to slow up a little bit here. Elizabeth, just want to ask you a couple of, one more question here. Oh, the puppy's gone, putting it down on the ground. You talked about swing trading, obviously, so I know a lot of our traders here, or people watching the show, do a lot of swing trading. Do you ever put on intraday trades? You get in and out on the same day, or is it strictly you're holding for a few days, weeks?
So I've done a couple since watching you guys where I will do a day trade. So I'll get in and I'll jump out just for a couple $100, here or there. But I normally will get in and then something will change because I'm so new at this, and then I hold on to it. So I'm more of a swing trader, but I'm definitely trying to learn more on the day trading. My husband's way better at the day trading part.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. One thing I tell people on the trading floor, you get into this game, it's not about what you like doing for style of trade. It comes down to what you're better at. And I think if you have to be willing to accept the fact that maybe some things are a little bit more successful for you in terms of patterns that you can recognize or styles of trade that you can be disciplined in and execute properly. So you're good at what you're good at. I'll never be Arun. I will never be Sean. I will never be Brendan. I can only ever try and be myself and then do the best I can with that style of trading. So it sort of is what it is. And I would say if you find yourself better at swing trading, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't force day trading as a style of trade if that's not necessarily your strength. I'm hoping everyone agrees with that one, but I think that's a really important thing.
I have to.
I'm way more patient. So my husband gets really worked up and he just wants to get out when he hits a certain number, and I'm more the type where I can just be patient. I don't panic. I'm not worried when I'm really down. I just kind of just sit and wait. So it's just who I am, I guess.
Yeah, know your strengths and know your weaknesses. That's a great one. Roki 1 year. We always want to shout out all of our members. And here's another one. So he's got 3 Roku paperweights. So we just talked about that. 2 NVIDIA Shield. It looks like he's on board with us here. And then 6 kids plus puppy. What is the puppy's name? So Roki 1 asking there, and he super chatted it. So we'll put you to the test there. You said you had multiple dogs, but I guess he's talking about that puppy. What's that pup's name?
Yeah, this puppy's name is Cowboy, and he's our farm dog for our 7 goats and our 8 chickens and our 2 turkeys. Our other 2 dogs are Dodge and Marcus.
All right, Dodge.
And time for trading, too. I mean, I'm kind of like, yeah, we're snoozing here. Obviously, you and your husband trading, 6 kids, all the animals. I think it's unbelievable. I think, obviously, everyone comes from a different background. That's one of the fun things about this, because we have people from all over the world that are watching the show, different walks of life, like different jobs on the side, which is really interesting for us because, obviously, Brendan, Sean, and I literally grew up in the same town. Just outside of Toronto, if you
we didn't know each other. That's
and did not. Well, I knew Sean. Sean and I knew each other, but Brendan went to a better high school than us because he's Brendan, of course. So you know how that is.
Okay,
he's not even listening. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Brendan's zoned out. He's focused on making that cash right now. Apple to the upside. A big. Uh-oh, what happened there? Okay, Apple to the upside right now, 107.77. Long out. A nice little 50 cents right now for the win there on Apple. So that keeps moving up. I did want to give everyone another update here. Yeah, your boy is in Tesla now, 442.18. We've been in here for 1, 2, 3, 4. I just didn't want to interrupt the conversation there, but we've been in Tesla now for a couple minutes. Upside, I believe, is there on this name for the rest of the day. The bottom is 438. Like I said, we're in a decent position, so I'm not going to give this one too much room. I'm going to get out of half if it doesn't go down here about 440-ish, and then we will take out this bottom if it does go 438. But I do think we can get back to VWAP, which is not much of a room to move, but that's why we're not giving it a great distance upside, as this market has been a little on the free fall side of things here. The NASDAQ Let's go. NQ, let's just see what it's doing here. Making moves backside, but look at this. There hasn't been much resistance to the downside. We did get some bunched up spots right here. And I just like to think that if we could take this out on the NASDAQ, then the rest of the Friday, we could go to the upside right now. So let's watch out. There goes Facebook, though. We finally get that long, and we like it. 3-1 to 255.
So, look, this is not to make a bit of a rant, but it's a little bit frustrating here because you saw what happened with Snowflake when that IPO came, and it came after lunchtime. And again, we're sitting here, Unity software, it's obviously not open, as you can see here, so it's another IPO that's going to debut on the tail end. We'll be done the show, of course, if there's an actionable trade that we have on, Sean Brennan and I will tweet that one out for you. I can't say it's going to be as big in terms of volume or interest. As I say it, it literally opens up here at 75 with a bit of size on that bid. I don't know if you saw that, guys. A bit of size on that little bid. I might take a quick shot in front of that 75 level just to see if it can defend it. We're supposed to go to Brendan. I don't know if he had an update on Unity.
No, guys, go ahead. Have a look at Unity. I was just going to talk about a little therapeutic stock. But yeah, Unity is open, guys.
Yeah, 76.81. We're long right now, 75.64. So we just hit that long as well. Watch the size. Keep it on my screen here for a minute, guys. I'll just show them the size we're talking about. Everyone always asking us, what about, there it is right there at 75 even, what about how to trade IPOs? So there you go, long. Bang! Nice win right now on Unity upside. Dollar plus now in the money as we're looking to take some out. I don't know. There it is. Nice out. Let's just keep on going to the upside here on Unity as it's just rocking and rolling now. Oh, we did not get hit on that. I don't know where my order wound up going there, but it's there. 76.81. Oh my God, it went to 80. My order's at 81. Can you, what? How does that even happen? But Unity right now, good little winner. Hopefully you guys saw that size down there.
Yeah, it was right at 75. I actually had to chase a little bit, but as it comes back down, here's the test.
Wow,
it looks like it wants to test it right now. You saw that on the level too. You can see how much of a bid that is on that 75 even area. So a big buyer down there. I'm trying to load up a few more shares in front of it. It breaks. I'm going to be all out of this trade, guys. But obviously, you can see it chewing away here. So it might lighten the load on this long. If it holds, fantastic. I think it has a shot to the upside. I'm not going to let it go. You can see it just broke, so I won a little bit on the first long. Second long, not going to work out here. Let's watch to see what the next level down will be.
I have to apologize because the big banger was in the building. That's what we thought it was, but I don't give two whatevers about that Unity now because I told you that it was stick time on Facebook. And Elizabeth, this is the thing. You can take whatever trades you want throughout the day, right? You got to put risk on certain trades. I told you guys that this one was coming through. 255.50. We took that long, and then look what's happened. We took a lot of shares on that one. This is what, this out there, out, all the way up. I just kept seeing the net going higher and higher and higher and thought we got that Unity fill, but we did not. Look at this now making moves to the upside. The day turns completely around here on that break. So yes, sir. Thank you for that one. Facebook as we go. Now the next one to give me a treat, hopefully, is going to be Tesla to the upside now. So we'll wait. It's having a problem here at 442. But Elizabeth, we're getting close to that time where we're going to unfortunately have to say goodbye to you. So drop some names. Is there anybody you'd like to say hi to? This is the time. Go for it.
Yeah, well, Callaway Jones is awesome. Roki won. He's always got my back in the drinking game with Neil. And Daryl's great. I followed him on CCL quite a few times. Mr. Really Man, he's great. Everyone, the whole community is awesome.
Great, good shout
I'm
out
now
there.
curious about what this game is, but
You can explain the drinking game if you want to.
So yeah, every time Neil says drink or lunch, every time Neil says lunchtime, we all have to drink.
Yes. Yes.
No one man should have all that power is all I got to think of.
Every time he says lunchtime, I didn't realize Neil said lunchtime.
Speaking of lunch, I mean, I'm kind of curious what it is right now as I turn around. But
Yeah. I drink coffee, though, because I go to see my patients after this. So if I was drinking booze, I'd probably get in trouble.
Right.
Okay. Well, speaking of it, we have one thing we got to do before we get out of here. Obviously, it's 12 o'clock, and watch out. Unity breaking. This is why you have to stop, guys, because look at 75 break. Testing 70 even is craters.
70
to the downside.
evens now?
52, I believe, was the issue. But we got to get to Brendan very quickly here. What do you got?
Elizabeth Miller, you just made my week with that little new game that will forever be a thing going forward on the trading floor. But yeah, here's what's available to you guys for lunchtime viewing, or if you're on the West Coast, I guess morning viewing. Brand new trade review. We did a trade review, if you remember, last last Wednesday if you joined us for our live session, 1 p.m. Have a look at the clip once again. Trade review of ITCI. Neil with a great trade on that one going back to last week. It's Friday, so nothing really on the earnings front. Let's go over to Valeria.
Thank you, Brendan, and hi, Elizabeth. Happy to finally join us live. You look fire in Trader TV Live hoodie, and I absolutely love your puppy cowboy. I wish you all the luck with your trades and have a wonderful weekend. Trading family, thank you very much for another amazing week together, and thank you for all the support. Welcome everyone who joined our family. And guys, our next educational video is ready for you to watch, and before you go, please smash the like button. We are 400 likes away from our daily goal. And please make us go happy for the weekend. And happy National Cheeseburger Day, everyone.
It was, so someone corrected me on the chat. It was double cheeseburger national day that we had before. So we're not just doubling up on them. Horrible pun as usual. That's how I do it, guys. Obviously, it's fun to have you on here, a valued member of our community. Everybody is. Elizabeth, thank you for tuning in the show and supporting us. We can't say enough about how much we enjoy having you guys follow us on the show, and I really hope that you guys check out that video. It's a little bit different for us. The anatomy of a trade here. ITCI was the trade. We're going to be doing these weekly now, I think. So if you enjoy it, let us know. We'll cover these for you on our Market Wisdom channel. Valeria has dropped that link, so do check it out. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, but the trading day is not done. Unity trying to bounce off 70 even. I'm taking one more long shot at this. If it breaks 70, I'm kaputs on that one.
Hold on a second. I just wanted to show some people one thing here. I actually did get part out of that unit because I was looking and said, how did I not lose more money than that? Because look, we did get $1.30 on some of that, and then gave back that $1.30 again. So in and out. Dying. So half out there for $1.30, then half out for the mistake. Not the mistake, but just to fall down. That's why we showed you. And I think there's no more valuable of a lesson than what we gave there, Neil. We showed the size. Everybody asking. I know we're running over time, but I just think it's super important. If you guys want to learn how to trade an IPO, rewind to where Unity came out. So that's about 11:55, where I showed you the size there, and that was a breakdown, man. I mean, that gave you, that 75 was about as clear as day. I took that 50-cent hit and then bang to the downside. So that's that. That's the value that we're trying to give to you guys. There it is, Neil. Wrap this guy up.
Yeah, 100%, guys. This is what it's all about. Thank you again, Elizabeth. Wish you all the best of luck in all of your trading and have a fantastic weekend. But for Valeria, for Sean, for Brendan, for myself, Neil Roberts, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you next week. Lunch, 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 lunch. Lunch, lunch. That was like 7.